75 degrees on this Friday fall evening here in Brookland, Arkansas, and a beautiful scene is set for homecoming for the Brookland Bearcats. They host the Highland Rebels tonight on the Tubetown Rivalry Series. Andy Manus and Casey Pierce here with you underneath the headset and ready for all the action tonight. And Casey, the last two times that these teams faced off, we had a couple of basketball-like scores.
We did. Last year, Highland won a 76-62 game. 2 years ago, Brookland won this game 51-44. High-scoring offenses. Early on this year, Highland has not had as much success on offense. We'll talk about a couple of reasons why in a moment. Brookland did the first 3 weeks. They were 35 points, 42 points, 49 points their first 3 games. But last week was shut out against Gosnell, so they're trying to get things back going again. I don't really know what to expect tonight from that standpoint because this game has always shown that trend of being so high scoring. But again, tonight, Highland has had some issues offensively because of some injuries at some key positions. So we'll be really interested to see how this thing shakes out. These teams are, I would call it a friendly rivalry from what we know. They know each other well, obviously in the same conference, play each other every year. And the two head coaches are good friends, Chuck Spear and Adam Carter. So
well, and Casey, you've got to imagine that when these two teams play each other and they score as many points as they do, the kids are out there having fun.
Oh, absolutely. It's a blast to watch that kind of football when you're lighting up the scoreboard. I don't know how it's possible to, these games are 60 minutes long and you're scoring 2 points a minute by that rate. And I mean, just up and down the field and back and forth. That's a lot of possessions even to have. So not just scoring, but scoring quickly.
You're absolutely right. And, the Bearcats, as you've mentioned in the previous years and really the first few games this year other than the Gosnell game last week have been putting up quite a few points, and it's awesome when they can put up just as many points as the Bobby Gross basketball team does, which obviously his is a little more low scoring, a little more high pressure defense, but it's fun to be here at Brookland tonight. It's fun to have these two teams on the field, and as you mentioned, the chance for them to light up the scoreboard is huge tonight. So if you're keeping stats at home, our man Casey's keeping stats, I hope you got your pen and your pad ready to go, my friend, because it's about to get crazy here in Brookland. The Bearcats won the toss tonight, Highland won the toss tonight, rather, and they deferred to the second half. So Brookland is going to be receiving first, and here's the kickoff. It's going to be an onside kick, and that's going to travel about 4 total yards, and Brookland is going to open up the football game tonight with some excellent field position.
It looked like he kind of tried to cross over, and just didn't get very much of the football, and it only goes 5 yards. Everybody kind of standing around looking at it because everybody knows that without going 10 yards, it doesn't do you any good. So,
can I tell you that might be the most anticlimactic opening to a football game we've ever had?
Well, and the kicker didn't take very many steps back, so it was almost like he didn't really wind up to try and hit it.
Brookland opens up on offense at the Highland 45-yard line. Opening up with a run to the outside on the right hash marks is Luke Hillis. So Brookland, as we've mentioned, did not score a touchdown last week, did not score any points last week against 4A conference foe Gosnell. They're going to try to put some points on the board here tonight, no doubt about it. And they've got a very versatile offense, Casey. You and I were discussing before the game. They have a lot of different guys carrying the football. They kind of spread it out a little bit with that pistol wing tee.
Yeah, we'll see Luke Hillis. We'll see the fullback Ethan Barkley. We'll see the quarterback Reed Lane keeping himself tonight. So a lot different going on. Now, do we have a turnover on the play?
I believe we did. I guess we both missed that.
Must have lost the football in the scrum.
So Highland now taking over on offense. And
pardon us, I did not see the football come out. I didn't see either. Fight for it, and next thing we know, the Rebel offense is coming out there. So apologies to the viewers for not the most keen eyes in the world.
There's that onside kick.
And now we get a replay of the Hillis run. He's kind of carrying it out there loose, and yeah, it's just going to get poked out and come
right
free.
There, he lost it. So now Highland here on second down with a run to the outside. He's going to get very near the first down marker. Jacob Sisko, the senior for the Rebels. on the carry that time. That's going to bring up 3rd and 1 right at midfield, and chance for Highland to extend this opening drive.
It's kind of funny, Highland tried to get the onside kick, and then that didn't work out so well, but fortunately their defense comes out, pokes one away, and is able to do exactly what they wanted, was by stealing a possession early on.
Pitch out to the left for Cisco. Cisco is going to get to the first down marker. Looked like he was going to go out of bounds, but shimmied his way down the sideline, picks up about 6 extra yards on top of it, and they're going to move the chains. Watch this nifty move as he takes the pitch and finds his blockers.
Yeah, just a little toss out of that shotgun. Run to daylight, and he found it.
There you see Cisco, number 4, standing next to sophomore quarterback Dylan Tharp, number 7. Getting the play from...
Highland's going to be in a no huddle. The quarterback taking signals from the sideline once he gets to the line of scrimmage.
Fakes the pitch, going to keep it himself. Weaving his way through the tackles. He's going to make his way down the far side 40. And again, nice little pickup on the ground for the Rebels.
It was the same exact look. It just that time Tharp faked the toss and kept it himself. So nice little wrinkle there from the Rebels.
And they're ready to go. Again, he's going to fake the pitch, this time trying to shimmy back the same direction and doesn't quite find the same amount of room, but he still gets down near that first down marker. Still about a yard to go, so consecutive 3rd and 1 plays coming up for Highland.
You know, Tharp is just a sophomore. He quarterbacked the junior high team last year and was a wide receiver, planned on playing that position all year, but an injury early on forced him to the quarterback spot.
4 wide receiver set, he's going to take it himself. He follows his blocker, Cisco, and he's able to pick up the first down at about 5 more yards. So the sophomore Dylan Tharp leads the Rebels to another first down now with 9:20 remaining here in the first quarter.
You know, we hinted on that in the opener that Highland has struggled to score points early on. That's because their junior quarterback, Tristan Hudson, had a devastating knee injury in the opener, so it's just kind of thrown everything off breaking into the sophomore quarterback. But Tharp's done a good job.
And they're only averaging 10 points per game this year. This time fires on a slant pattern, caught at the 25-yard line. An excellent catch on the run by Braden Matty.
Pretty simple slant route, pitch and catch, 15-yard gain.
Good job by Matty as he almost had to strip that one away from the defender there.
Yeah, the ball was thrown a little bit out in front of him, and the defender was where he was kind of running to him. So good job getting the ball tucked away and down, and Highland's in business now.
Yeah, switching to a 3 wide receiver set with 1 tight end now. Tight end goes in motion to the left. Hand off to Cisco. Cisco trying to find some room on the outside, and he's going to run into a wall of Bearcats. Might have picked up a yard or 2. But that's going to bring up another 3rd and short situation. The Rebels on this drive, I think, have been forced to play 3rd down on every set of downs, but they've all been 3rd and short.
And they've all converted. They have done a good job of staying ahead of the chains so far. 2
wide receiver set with a tight end. Draws them offside with a hard count. One of the defenders made contact with the right guard or the right tackle there, but that is encroachment, and it's going to be a first down for the Rebels. Good job by Tharp using the hard count.
Yeah, and it looked like Brookland was blitzing there, so the linebackers kind of creeped up, and then he kind of barked. Good job by the offensive line by hanging in there and finding a freebie.
Back to a 4 wide receiver set. Cisco standing to the left. Bearcats going to bring 4 down linemen. Pitch out to Cisco to the left across the 15. And gets down to almost the 10-yard line. Will be stopped just a little short, about the 12. And that's going to be second and very manageable. They are inside of the red zone now.
Cisco's busy. He's got 5 carries on that first 8 plays tonight.
4 wide receiver set. Tharp's going to keep it himself. He's got some room around the outside. 10-5 touchdown. And just like that, opening 4 minutes of tonight's ball game, Tharp's going to take in a run from about 12 yards out.
Well, last week, the story of the game in that loss to Gosnell for Brookland was 4 turnovers in the opening quarter, and you got to think that Coach Chuck Spear over here for the Bearcats is thinking deja vu, because that's exactly the way things started tonight. You give it up on your first play, and Brook and Highland able to take advantage of it, march about 65 yards for a touchdown there, and punching it in by the quarterback.
Able to hit the extra point as well. So 7-0 is your score, courtesy of a 12-yard run from Dylan Tharp. 7:27 left to play in the first.
Introducing Ritter Home Security. Ritter takes care of protecting what's most important to you, from threats like unwelcome visitors and fire, to making your life easier by putting the control of your home at your fingertips. Use the free app to shut the garage, lock the door, turn off lights, arm the system, and more. You can even turn back the thermostat to help save money on your energy bill. Plus, get a snapshot when your kids get home. It's smart, beautiful, convenient, and ready for your busy life. Ritter Home Security.
Andy Manus, Casey Pierce back here with you at Brookland Bearcats Stadium. Bearcats surrendering their first touchdown of the night. Ethan Phipps gets ready to kick this one away. Had that botched onside attempt earlier. This time gets it out to about the 10-yard line. Nice kick, and what looked like a nice return in the makings for the Bearcats, but the return man takes a slide at about the 30-yard line. Looking like a quarterback there.
Absolutely, but I think that turf, we might have a little bit of a dew on a calm night, so looked like he just kind of lost his footing as he tried to plant, but nevertheless, 29-yard line, you'll take that on a kickoff.
At their own 29, the Brookland offense will come back out for the second time. And off running to the left. Juke move in the backfield across the 30, across the 35, stumbling down the sideline, and a nice run that time for Dylan Marsh.
Marsh had an ankle injury, only got 2 carries in last week's game, but having him back is going to be huge for Brookland tonight. And look at the lead block there, a couple nice ones.
Got a nice little second effort there after that contact near the sideline, and able to scramble for a few more yards. Moves the chains for the Bearcats. Now 1st and 10 from their own 40-yard line. Fakes the handoff to Marsh, and will hand off to the middle. A little bit of a triple option play that time for the Bearcats, and it was snuffed out from the get-go.
Yeah, it looks like the fullback there is Ethan Barkley on the carry. This is one of the staples of that offense. Fake to the fullback, give to one of the wingbacks coming through. And you have to key on the fullback on everything, because everything kind of flows off of that first option. But Highland stays home and gets him down on his first carry tonight.
Luke Hillis lined up on the left here. The handoff's going to go up the middle. No, they fake the handoff, and it's a pitch out to the 50-yard line, down to the other side, 45, and it's Devin Sloan on the reception. How about that play fake from Reed Lane?
Well, he got us all. Yeah, really nifty job with the football. He hit it as soon as, and you sure looked like the ball was out. He rolls out and finds a wide open Sloan.
Everybody was looking for the run up the middle. And as you just pointed out, Sloan wide open.
We're going to call it 18 yards on the game.
Now 1st and 10 from the Highland 44-yard line. And goes in motion. It's going to be a handoff off the right side to Luke Hillis. Hillis is going to hold on to that football this time, and now 2nd and 7 coming up. Picks up about 3 yards on the first down carry.
Makes it hard on the defenders, and makes it hard on the broadcasters trying to figure out who's got the football in this offense, because really there's 4 guys that could carry the football on any play between the quarterback, the 2 wingbacks, and the fullback. This is the offense that you see Air Force, you see Georgia Tech.
Georgia Tech's the one that comes to my mind specifically.
The difference is that Brookland's doing out of a pistol. Everybody else is under center with it.
Handoff between the left tackle and left guard, and I believe that was Ethan Barkley, the fullback, on the carry there.
And that fullback dive is almost a keep them honest play. They're going to do that a lot tonight to try and keep everybody home in the middle, while then you hit them on the outside edges with your wings.
And Highland, the way they're lined up right now here on 3rd and about 6, they've got about 8 guys in the box right now.
Yeah, you don't see the safeties too far back, and they were able to take advantage of it with the play action pass early. Let's see if they'll try that again here on 3rd and long.
And they are going to throw it, a little bubble screen out here to the 40-yard line, and it's caught. Keyston Vaughn on the reception that time. Not going to pick up the first down. He's about 3 yards shy. And we'll see what they do on fourth.
Quick little sprint out and a nice ball delivered right on the money, but thrown short of the down marker. I would expect to see the offense on the field here, this field position.
That's how they're going to come out. Barkley rather, is going to be lined up behind Lane. One man's going to go in motion. Now he'll back up. Might just be seeing what coverage is being played here. It's a run up the middle with Barkley, and as we mentioned a moment ago, that fullback dive, very useful for keeping them honest, and that time they looked like they were trying to guard against the run on the outside. Left the hole wide open for Barkley.
Well, and you mentioned Hillis coming in motion, and they're kind of keeping their eye on him, or Marsh rather, and as soon as they do, then Barkley hits him for just a quick 5-yarder, but enough to get across the first down.
Marsh lined up on the right, Hillis on the left, one wide out. Marsh goes in motion. He takes the handoff. Right up the middle, gets down about to the 30-yard line. Not a big gain on first down there. Second down rather. That's going to bring up third and long. Second and long.
This will be second.
Downs mixed up.
Well, both teams are playing pretty quickly. Brookland is huddling, Highland is not, but still they're getting the line of scrimmage and getting the playoff pretty quickly. So we've had a little bit of a keep up with the pace tonight.
Yeah, 3:35 left to play in the first quarter. A very quickly moving first quarter. 2nd and 8 coming up. Looking to throw. Lane fires to the flats. Caught just inside the 30 to the 25 and leaning out to about the 23-yard line. Dylan Marsh, the senior, on the reception. Nice little pitch and catch.
Yeah, it was. Marsh slips out from that wingback spot. I thought the ball was going to Keyston Vaughn over it, kind of in the same area, but goes to Marsh, one of the big key playmakers for Brookland. Call it a gain of 6.
Now 3rd and short coming up for the Bearcats.
We've said that a lot already, 3rd and short.
Handoff up the middle to Barkley. Barkley rumbles down inside the 20-yard line, and he'll move the chains inside of the red zone for Brookland.
One of the big advantages Brookland had coming into tonight is their size, and that's one thing Highland coach Adam Carter said, we're going to have a hard time matching their physicality, and we've seen that on Brookland's first extended possession tonight as they've really been able to own the line of scrimmage. We have an injured Bearcat down.
Brandon Sarles is the Bearcat down, and we'll take a quick timeout while they attend to him. 2:45 remaining in the first quarter. Highland leading Brookland 7-0.
My late friend James Gandolfini and I got to know a lot of combat vets over the years when we were in Iraq and in Afghanistan. And it guts me to know that 22 of you are taking your own lives every day. Yeah, I play tough guys in the movies, but you are the real tough guys. And the toughest thing to do sometimes is look for help. I want you to know, reaching out is an act of strength. And our friends at Wounded Warrior Project are here to help. You don't have to go it alone.
The Susan G. Komen Race for the Cure. So much more than just the color pink. It's the color of hope, of health, of friendship, of love, and it's the color of heroes. When you raise more than $100, you can wear this cape with pride. The Susan G. Komen Race for the Cure. Saturday, October 14th. Register now at KomenArkansas.org.
Brookland Bearcat Stadium as they're helping injured Bearcat Brandon Sarles off the field, and glad to see him up and being helped off. Looked like he tweaked something pretty badly there. The Bearcats have had a backup center, Kadarius Jackson,
He's
senior.
Over here getting some snaps on the sideline, getting ready to go in. So we sure wish Big Brandon well as he makes his way off the field. Fortunately on his own power, but with a little bit of help.
Yeah, good to see him walking off. Bearcats will pick back up inside the 20-yard line, 1st and 10. 2:40 and counting remaining here in the first quarter. Bearcats trail 7-0. Going to try to put it in the end zone right here on this drive. Keyston Vaughn out wide. Also got Luke Hillis out wide here on the left. A bit of a shotgun formation. Lane looking to throw, and he had Hillis wide open all day, but couldn't get his body turned to throw it. Got swallowed up in the backfield, and Ben Paul, the senior Rebel, breaks through the line and chases Lane down.
We'll have to see how we score. There's about 3 different guys there. I think Paul is the one that finished him off, but look at him just coming on in there and closing, and looks like that's the case. Paul had 15 tackles last week in Highland's game, and really a leader of this defense and a guy that's going to run around all over the place.
Yeah, Reed Lane had Luke Hillis wide open out there. Hillis lined up here on the left side. 2 wide receivers on the right. They'll hand it off running to the left instead. The 25 spin move at the 20, and it's Dallin O'Donohue, the senior Bearcat on the carry that time. He gets up back to about the, again, 19-yard line rather, almost where the original line of scrimmage was. We'll call it 3rd and 10.
When you're used to running a short run game, the grinded out run game, you get way behind the chains like that, it's really hard to come back. They'll have to try again here too.
Hillis will go in motion, high snap over the head of Lane. Lane chasing it down, can't fall on top of it. Luckily, one of the Bearcats did fall down on top of it. I think that might have been Dylan Marsh. We'll see when he gets up. Nope, it was Dallin O'Donohue. And Bearcats catching a break there. They got a long 4th down coming up, but at least it's not Rebel football yet.
No, you're going to have a chance to punt it away. Gosh, this is going to be, we'll have one more. They're going to call it 4th and 31. So a 21-yard loss on the play.
And about 35 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. They've at least got a chance to put Highland a little deeper into their own territory if they don't convert here on 3rd and long. Looking to throw down the near sideline for Hillis. Hillis at the 10, caught as he was stepping out of bounds. What a catch by Luke Hillis.
The craziest thing is I don't think this is a first down. I've never seen a 31-yard pass play that goes as a turnover on downs.
Watch this catch as he was falling out of bounds. Got his foot inside the 10, but I think he had to get to the 9.
Well, but looks like they're calling it incomplete.
Take another look, and you might be right. It looks like he had 1 foot down before he caught it. They are calling it incomplete.
A great catch and throw, and all for naught. So,
well, it looked the official nearest to the play signaled catch.
And it looked like the guy that was on the sideline came all the way down and said, no, that first foot's out of bounds before they got one down, so turn it over. What an odd series for Brookland, just how that drive kind of fell apart, and a turnover on downs and a big stop for this Highland defense.
First down run for Tharp. He's going to break into the second level, get down to about the 50-yard line. Close to a first down. I don't know if they'll move the chains or not, but that should be the final play of the first quarter with 5 seconds left, unless the Rebels want to snap one off here really quickly. They're not going to. They're going to switch ends of the field. They don't have far to travel, just 2 yards as the ball's spotted at the 49-yard line. Through the first quarter, Highland leading Brookland 7-0 in what has been an interesting game so far. Second quarter coming at you right after this on the Tubetown Rivalry Series.
Until you've seen how fast it really is, some people's reaction to Ritter's 100 megabit internet might be like, 100 mega, huh? Here's how we describe it. Mega beautiful, mega fast, mega blast, mega party, mega Ritter. There's no end to your online possibilities with up to 100 meg internet speeds. In a word, that means mega fun. If you're not getting your high-speed internet from Ritter, you should. Call 888-336-4466 today. Only from Ritter Communications. Right by you.
Andy Manus, Casey Pierce back here with you to start the second quarter. It's been an interesting game so far. If you're just joining us, 7-0 is your score. Highland leading Brookland. And Casey, we were kind of discussing during the break, it's hard to find the rhythm in this game because there isn't much of one. I mean, we're already into the second quarter. Brookland has had the ball twice, and now Highland is on their second drive. And we talked about these two teams being high scoring. You'd expect them to have more than a couple possessions each through the first quarter.
Well, last year the change of possessions in this game were coming because of touchdowns. This one they're coming because of turnovers. So kind of an odd pace early on, but Highland has a chance to really take control of this thing if they can get a drive here.
3 wide receiver set. Tharp's going to hand off, running to the left. Can't find his blocker on the sweep play, and Zach Scott is wrapped up in the backfield. Dallin O'Donohue on the tackle there.
Scott's first carry tonight. You'll see him come all the way across. And nice defensive play. Setting the edge there from Dallin O'Donohue. Not letting him get outside.
Yeah, shoved that would-be blocker right off and was able to make the tackle in open space there. So now 3rd and about 5 to go. Oh, and 4.5. 3 wide receivers set. Tharps rolling to his right. Got running room across the 50. Still on his feet across the 45, and he'll get down to about the 40-yard line as he ran into quite a few Bearcats over there, but not before picking up the first down and moving the sticks.
Really interesting, the styles of these teams. Brookland is a lot bigger. Highland is smaller and faster, and you're seeing it come out in the run game. Highland, everything is attacking the edges. Brookland, everything is kind of in the box up the middle. So both teams having success moving the ball 2 completely different ways.
I will say it looked like on that Rob Taylor State Farm replay, looked like Jonathan Yates might have gotten away with a block in the back there. It's pretty close, but referee did not see it, didn't call it. Now 1st and 10 coming up in Bearcat territory. Little juke move inside, bouncing off one defender is Jacob Sisko. I don't know how he absorbed that hit.
He took a big one and stayed up and tried to come back and try and bring the ball all the way back to the near side boundary.
Watch as Sisko takes the first hit and he just bounces right off of it. Boom.
Well, looked like O'Donohue had him by the ankle. He had him squared up pretty good, and he was lucky to get away without taking a big hit.
Inside 10:30 left to play in the first half. 3 wide receiver set. Sisko's going to take the run, running to the right on a sweep across the 40, and gets tripped up as he falls forward down to about the 35. We call it the 36, actually.
It's fun to watch these wide open running games. Like I've said a couple times tonight, the Highland running back, their first step tonight has not been forward. Everything is sideways. Get to the edge and find daylight. Once you do, one cut up the field.
And when you've got blockers that can run that fast, that's such a benefit when you run this type of offense. Now 4 wide receiver set. Tharp looking to throw. Scanning the field. Looked like he was trying to hit a receiver at the 35, and that's going to be pass interference from all directions. And it might be an injured Rebel as well as he makes his way off the field. That's Samuel Stowers.
Well, we're going to get pass interference.
And roughing the passer.
And we're going to get roughing the passer. So a double whammy on Brookland is going to move this ball, convert the 3rd down, and move it way into scoring position for Highland.
Oh, yeah, he definitely took a shot well after he let that one fly.
Now we'll have to hear how they sort this thing out. The pass interference should be marked off from that spot, and the roughing the passer is a dead ball foul, so they should get that on top of. So we'll have to see how they assess both of these penalties, but I think Highland's going to get 2 of them on one and move the ball way up the field.
Well, it looks like they may be giving Coach Adam Carter a choice here. It looked like they were out consulting him. Maybe they were just informing him of the situation, but let's see what they decide to do here.
Again, just add another kind of wacky layer to this thing. The original line of scrimmage is the 36. So, yeah, we're going to see him mark it off.
Well, there's the 15 from the spot of the foul, and it looks like that's all they're going to get.
Yeah, I apologize for not being up on my AAA rule book there, but in most cases, the roughing the passer is a dead ball. So let's see. Now they're going to spot it at 21, and we'll go.
Inside 10 minutes left to play here in the second quarter. Tharp rolling out to his left, trying to find some blocks. He's pushed back to the 25, trying to make his way back towards the 20, and he's pushed out of bounds. Not sure if he gained any positive yardage on that first down run. Good job by Brookland cutting off the edge that time.
Read option, and Chris Pittman stays home for Brookland, makes him string it out, string it out, string it out. Doesn't make the tackle, but puts him in a position where Tharp can't find an opportunity to turn up the field and go for no gain.
Almost wonder how much the defensive coaches for both of these teams have talked about spying the quarterback this week, with both teams having a mobile quarterback.
Absolutely.
2nd and 10 coming up. Tharp looking to throw, steps back in the pocket, deep shot towards the end zone, caught in the corner, touchdown Rebels. Joel Hop on the reception there. No, beg your pardon, Colby Hopkins on the reception there. What a beautiful pass from Tharp.
Boy, there's two defenders sitting right there closing in on him, and he had to really drop that one in the bucket. Just a beautiful throw, and Hopkins able to finish it.
That was absolutely beautiful from Tharp. Again, folks, just a sophomore quarterback for Highland, and now trying to go up by 14 with 9:36 left to play. Extra point attempt is up, and it's good. 14-0 is your score. Dylan Tharp connecting with Colby Hopkins on a big touchdown pass, and now the Rebels lead the Bearcats.
Introducing Ritter's new whole home DVR solution, the better way to watch TV. Record up to 6 of your favorite programs at the same time, and watch them in up to 5 different rooms throughout your home. Manage your recordings, set parental controls, and more from your smartphone or tablet from the free Follow Me TV app. The best part, equipment starts at only $25 per month when added to an existing TV package. We just revolutionized the way you watch TV. Ritter Communications, right by you.
Andy Manus, Casey Pierce back here with you at Brookland Bearcat Stadium. Now 14-0, the Highland Rebels on the verge of breaking this one wide open. Kickoff taken at the 15 now, out to the 30. A lot of running room down the far sideline, 40, 45, still on his feet at the 50, spinning to the other side, 45, and a big-time return for the Brookland Bearcats, and I think that was Dallin O'Donohue. We've been calling his name quite a bit here the last few minutes.
Offense, defense, special teams, he's kind of done it all tonight, hasn't he? That is number 16 with a nice return. Brookland needed a big spark here because everything's just kind of, you talk about the ball not bouncing their way tonight. Man, early on, they have taken a couple of tough breaks and really need to respond here before this thing gets away from a little bit.
Great field position to try to put some points on the scoreboard here in the second quarter. The Bearcats going to have to kick it away, too, to start the third quarter, so they got to try to put a couple of scores up here in the second. Run up the middle for Reed Lane on the keeper, and he's going to pick up about 8 yards on that first down carry.
Straight quarterback draw, right up the middle. Again, using that Brookland size advantage up front as they just kind of push them off the line of scrimmage. Low man wins.
3 wide receivers set for Lane. Barkley in the backfield. It's going to be Barkley taking the handoff. He's across the 30, now the 25, and he is upended. A big-time hit there by the Rebel defender. You talk about getting low.
Got way low and catapulted him up.
He's scorpion.
Pretty much, yeah.
Watch as Barkley is he's scorpions right there.
Call it a gain of 14. Barkley, nice acceleration. We've seen that tonight.
He's carrying a lot of muscle behind those shoulder pads, it looks like, from up here, too. Outside man goes in motion. It's Hillis, but the handoff goes to Barkley, and Barkley met immediately. It looked like big 75 Michael Spurlock had him wrapped up, but a flag is down at about the 27-yard line. Let's see what the flag is going to be, and it's usually in the area of holding, but that play happened pretty quickly.
Well, and the Brookland offensive lineman came out celebrating a little bit, so maybe there's something we didn't see there. You know, it face mask is what indication we're getting.
No. Clipping?
It's a personal foul. Let's see if we get a replay and kind of see.
Yet another wacky call here tonight.
It happened right there in the middle of the play. Here's our Rob Taylor State Farm replay. So I can't quite tell. Can't quite see what's going on there, but Brookland will take it nonetheless.
Now 1st and 10. Now they're at the 20-yard line of Highland. Highland with about 7 men in the box. 3 wideouts for Brookland, and we're going to get a delay of game penalty on the Bearcats. Play clock down to 0. Didn't look like they were aware of that either.
So 1st and 5. Now back to 1st and 10.
A 5-yard penalty to make it 1st down and 10.
7:55 left to play here in the second quarter. Bearcats trying to stop shooting themselves in the foot here. Got a great kickoff return, great field position to start this drive, and now a penalty's backed them up 1st and 10 after Highland gives them a little bit of a gift. Marsh is going to go in motion, a handoff to O'Donohue. O'Donohue working his way through the tackles is going to pick up just a couple, but no more than that. That'll bring up 2nd and about 8. Now inside 7:45 left to play in the second quarter.
We've had 6 different Bearcats offensive players touch the football from the running back position tonight, out of the backfield. So 6 different Bearcats get carries tonight. They are really getting a lot of different people involved.
Highland defense has been able to hold so far. Forced 1 turnover, had a turnover on downs as well. Lane looking to throw now, fires out to the flats, caught at the 20-yard line. Marsh on the reception. And he's only going to pick up maybe a yard or 2. 3rd and 6 coming up. Good open field tackle that time by Highland. .6:45 left to play here in the first half. Brookland kind of taking their time on this offensive drive. Hillis goes in motion, high snap. Lane is able to hold on to it, steps up in the pocket, avoids 1 defender, weaves his way across the line of scrimmage down to the 15-yard line. That was some nifty footwork by the senior quarterback, Reed Lane.
Yeah, he had to go up and get the snap. It was a little bit high, and then as soon as he corralled himself, he was almost sacked by Jason Child, but was able to get out of there, pick up about a 10-yard gain.
And they move the chains now inside of the red zone. Don't have to score a touchdown to get a first down. First down marker set just inside the 5-yard line, so if they can get there, they want to score here. Lane on the quarterback keeper will get down to the 10-yard line. Nice little 5-yard gain that time, and that'll bring up 2nd and about 5 to go.
Lane didn't keep the ball on either of Brookland's first 2 drives, and this time they've had some design runs to get him involved again in the running game. So again, just another chess piece here for Coach Chuck Sears.
5:40 left to play in the second quarter. A big Devin Sloan out on the far side. Spinning, handing it off to the right. I think Hillis took that handoff, and he's going to get down near the 5-yard line.
It was funny, almost like a loose ball there. Hillis had to corral it because, you know, you try and fake, and it looked like that thing almost came loose there, but a good job there to get it in, kind of the backdoor handoff.
You pretty much have 4 options there. You got 2 backs, each going one direction, and then he could keep it himself, but he hands it off to the third back coming in there.
Quadruple option football.
Lane is going to keep it himself, fighting towards the goal line. Did he get in? Still, no, it's Highland football. He lost it. And a horse collar tackle.
And a personal foul at the end of it.
And that was Jason Child making up for that missed sack moments ago. Instead, he's going to pick up a football in the end zone and take it out.
Well, Lane is going in. Looked like they stood him up fighting for more yards. He's not very happy over here. I think at very least he wanted to be given forward progress. And as the officials are sitting over here, we had a flag come in, probably a block in the back on the return, and then a dead ball. We're going to have a personal foul, or horse collar tackle look like. Looks like we're also going to have a personal foul at the end of it where a Brookland defender in that case got a little bit emotional, took a shot at a guy there after the play's dead. So, gosh, this is the way things have gone for Brookland tonight. Everything kind of rolling for them, and all of a sudden it just comes crashing apart. Here's the sign, and you're correct with the horse collar tackle.
There's a horse collar tackle on the Bearcats.
So it is going to be Rebel football, no doubt.
Let's take a look at the replay here. Looks like 4 and 2, Scott and Cisco. And yeah, that ball comes loose.
And it's hard to tell from the angle that we're at, what kind of situation was he in, where the goal line was from where he was leaning forward.
Right. We need to get the goal line cam installed down there so we have a better look at that.
Right there in the pylon.
Gosh, you got a feel for these Brookland kids, just the way things have kind of snowballed for them tonight. And then now they're enforcing the personal foul that we saw afterwards. So you thought you're going in for a touchdown. Instead, it's a ball's going to come all the way out to the 37-yard line where Highland's going to start and get a chance to make this a 3-score game with the ball coming out of halftime.
2 fumbles for the Bearcats and a turnover on downs on a very impressive catch. And as you just mentioned, Brookland really can't get out of their own way right now. Highland with a chance to capitalize. They get the ball to start the third quarter too. Brookland creeping in. They're bringing pressure. Little jet sweep across the 35, the 40, down the near sideline, 45-50. Tackled from behind, it's Braden Maddie. Moving the chains in a big way for the Highland Rebels, and he's hyped right now, rightly so. You take a look at the Rob Taylor State Farm replay here.
They fake the jet sweep one way and run the reverse the other, and Brookland actually had it set up but got a couple blocks, and Maddie able to get it out for a big, about 17-yard gain.
Brookland held that football for about 5 minutes. Highland has been able to draw out their drives as well, so see who tires out first here. A lot of running around going on. Tharp looking to throw. He's going to tuck it in instead. Trying to dive back towards the line of scrimmage, wrapped up in the backfield. Great job by Phillip for the Bearcats getting in there.
Coach Carter told me today that this is a run-pass option-oriented offense. On a lot of these plays, they're going to have Tharp roll out kind of the sprint-out look and give him the ability. They'll have a couple receivers over there working with him, give him just half of the field to read, and if it's not there, obviously he has the athletic ability to tuck it and get up the field, which we've seen quite often tonight.
2nd and 11 coming up. Pitch out to Cisco. Cisco with a stutter step. He's trying to get away from the strong grip of Dallin O'Donohue, but could not shimmy free that time.
Great play by O'Donohue. That's what you call contained football.
Great open field tackle. He almost lost him on the second effort there by Cisco, but was able to grab him again and haul him in.
Especially against an offense like this, like we've said, trying to hit the edges so much. Those outside backers, their ability to not only force you to cut it back inside, but also shoot their gun and get you down once they get an opportunity there. O'Donohue's played a great game tonight.
So now 3rd and 6 coming up. Tharp rolling out, fires it. Incomplete. No, picked off. Picked off at the 26-yard line. The Bearcats come up with a turnover, and it's Dylan Marsh How about that? Able to catch it off the deflection.
Again, run pass option, rolling out. He fires it on the run, just a little bit high, and it's volleyball. We get 3 tips there. The last one is Marsh tipping it to himself and going back with the ball falling away from him, coming up with a turnover that really could save Brookland from getting out of control before the first half is over.
Now we'll start from their own 28-yard line this time with 2:54 remaining. And as Casey mentioned, got to put some points on the scoreboard here. Triple option here, wrapped up in the backfield as Caden Strode had nowhere to run. And now that's, I believe, the 7th tailback to touch the football for the Bearcats.
Everybody getting involved tonight. That one didn't work out so well.
Time running out in the first half for Brookland. Keaston Vaughn lined up here on the near side. Fumble. Reed Lane picks it up, and they're going to blow it dead as he picked it up off of one knee.
You know, the injury to the center, Brandon Searles, is really coming in important right now because we've seen 3 snaps that Reed has had a hard time controlling. That one is a little bit high, and you know, it's just so hard to find any rhythm to not only throw the ball but also hand the ball off with all this mixed direction that Brookland's trying to run when you can't get the center quarterback exchange handled. And you know, you have a young kid come in there trying to do his best to get the ball to the quarterback. It's just a tough spot to put him in, and it's really hampered Brookland early on.
Darius Jackson, the center who comes in for Sarles. Lane faking the handoff twice. Now he's going to have to step up and run with it. He's across the 20 with a second effort, trying to dive towards the 25-yard line, able to pick up a few yards, but that'll also bring up 4th down for Brookland.
So you have plays. Again, the loss because of the bad snap puts you way behind the chains, and you can never quite catch up. And Brookland's going to have to punt this thing away. For their sake, you sure do hope you can flip the field here. Big difference going in down 3 and going in down 2.
Especially with Highland getting the football first coming out of the locker room.
It's not even 7:45 yet. We've almost played a full half of football. We're going to be home by 9 o'clock tonight, which is crazy for a high school game where, you know, the clock stops every time you're out of bounds, every time you throw an incomplete pass. But we haven't had, right, exactly. We haven't had many of either of those tonight, the incompletions or teams going out of bounds. Everything's kind of been kept in the middle of the field, so the pace of this thing has just been incredible.
Brookland calling their first timeout of the first half. Still got 2 remaining with $1:19 left to play here in the second quarter. Excuse me, I think Highland actually called that timeout, beg your pardon.
And for good measure, because he wanted to save that extra 30 seconds, Brookland will let it run off to limit the possession time here.
Hillis on the punt, takes a bounce at the 50-yard line, a high bounce. It'll bounce again at the 45, and they will down it at the 44. So nice punt from inside the 25-yard line.
Highland pressured. Brookland was kind of lucky to get away. Highland playing really aggressive football tonight in all facets.
Haven't won a game since October 21st, 2016. So these boys are definitely playing with a chip on their shoulder tonight. It's a long time to go without winning a football game, especially for Highland.
The Rebels, this is their 3rd straight week against the Jonesboro area opponent. The first 2 didn't go so well as they've lost to Valley View and Westside, but trying to reverse that Jonesboro crutch tonight.
Hand off to Cisco, looking for an edge here on the near sideline. Got one at the 45. He'll cut back inside and make his way down to the 50. They'll spot him at the 49, but a flag is back down here on the near side 44-yard line.
That's in the area of holding. We'll see if that's what the call's going to be.
And it is going to be holding with 1:04 remaining here in the first half. Highland's going to be backed up 10 yards from the spot of the foul, and we'll have a bit farther to go with about a minute left to play. Still got 2 timeouts, however.
That 10-yard penalty will stop the ball at the 34-yard line.
Haven't really had just a ton of penalties called in tonight's game. Just a handful on either side. It's been a pretty clean game so far. Very fast moving, as we've mentioned. 2 wide receivers set and a tight end. Tharp's going to look to pitch but keep it himself. He's across the 40-yard line and down to about the 43.
He kind of holds the ball like he's a rugby player there as they run that option, like he's going to shovel it over at any moment, but gets back about, we'll say, 9 of the 10 to Tharp on the run, but still find himself behind with a long second down here, and looks like the clock's going to roll. They will have to snap the ball again, but maybe take one chunk of the end zone or take a knee and be content to go in down 2. Or up 2, I should say.
We've already seen Tharp throw a 20-yard pass to Hopkins for a touchdown. Tharp will pitch out to Cisco this time. He is wrapped up at the 40-yard line. No, still on his feet down the far sideline to the 50. And I think they may say he stepped out of bounds over there at about the 47-yard line. Jacob Cisco is shifty.
Yeah, he has really just been able to jump cut a little bit and get away from guys tonight.
Look at that awareness to know that he wasn't down and spun on top of the defender and kept running. Does stop the clock with 14.4 seconds left. 18 seconds left on the play clock here. 3 wide receivers set, 1 tight end. Tharp has got Cisco standing to his right. We'll see if they take a shot down the field. Brookland with 1 safety back deep. Tharp looking to throw. Tosses out near sideline, incomplete, and now 10.9 seconds left. But a couple of flags come flying in there at the end of that play. One all the way down at the 41, the other one at the 46.
That's in the area of defensive holding or pass interference, one or the other. So this half that has sped on and on and on early, now all of a sudden the end of the first half won't get here. So.
This has been a long drive here for Highland. They haven't really moved a whole lot either.
So we thought it was in the area of pass interference, but it's actually going to be against Highland. So that'll make it. We've seen 3rd and 31. Now we've got 3rd and 21.
With 10 seconds remaining, we'll see what Coach Carter wants to do with it here. And now I think we might have a timeout. Near sideline officials coming to discuss things with the white hat.
Yeah, if you're Brookland, don't you want to try and make them punt it? See if something could happen at this point. They're not going to score. They're not going to convert. So why don't you give yourself an opportunity to get the ball in your punt returner's hands and just see what can happen? You got him backed up. So it's kind of funny. Highland calls the timeouts to try and gain more time. Now Brookland changes their mind to decide they like to keep a little bit of it on the clock before halftime. You see Brookland set up a deep safety in the middle of the field about 30 yards off the ball too, trying to keep anything crazy from happening.
Tharp rolling out, looking to throw. Now he's going to run with it instead. He's across the 40, still on his feet. Slammed down by one of the Bearcats, and that should end the half, and it will. The clock has hit 0. The 2 teams will head to their locker rooms. 14-0 is your score. Highland leading Brookland after 2 quarters. We're going to take a quick break and come back with some halftime stats for you, and we'll break down this first half of football between these 2 teams. All part of the Tubetown Rivalry Series.
Every 8 minutes, the American Red Cross provides a place to stay, financial assistance, and hope. Help now.
Stay in the game with the Ritter Communications Triple Play. Catch all the action with Ritter Digital TV. Tons of sports channels, plus DVR to watch games on your schedule. Track your teams and check out video highlights with mega fast internet speeds up to 100 meg. Plus talk sports all you want with Ritter Phone with unlimited local and long distance calling. Get the winning combination. Call or visit RitterCommunications.com today for Ritter Triple Play.
Introducing Ritter Home Security. Ritter takes care of protecting what's most important to you, from threats like unwelcome visitors and fire, to making your life easier by putting the control of your home at your fingertips. Use the free app to shut the garage, lock the door, turn off lights, arm the system, and more. You can even turn back the thermostat to help save money on your energy bill. Plus, get a snapshot when your kids get home. It's smart, beautiful, convenient, and ready for your busy life. Ritter Home Security.
Until you've seen how fast it really is, some people's reaction to Ritter's 100 megabit internet might be like, 100 mega, huh? Here's how we describe it. Mega beautiful, mega fast, mega blast, mega party, mega Ritter. There's no end to your online possibilities with up to 100 meg internet speeds. In a word, that means mega fun. If you're not getting your high-speed internet from Ritter, you should. Call 888-336-4466 today. Only from Ritter Communications, right by you.
Introducing Ritter's new whole home DVR solution, the better way to watch TV. Record up to 6 of your favorite programs at the same time. And watch them in up to 5 different rooms throughout your home. Manage your recordings, set parental controls, and more from your smartphone or tablet from the free Follow Me TV app. The best part, equipment starts at only $25 per month when added to an existing TV package. We just revolutionized the way you watch TV. Ritter Communications, right by you.
My late friend James Gandolfini and I got to know a lot of combat vets over the years when we were in Iraq and in Afghanistan. And it guts me to know that 22 of you are taking your own lives every day. Yeah, I play tough guys in the movies, but yous are the real tough guys. And the toughest thing to do sometimes is look for help. I want you to know, reaching out is an act of strength. And our friends at Wounded Warrior Project are here to help. You don't have to go it alone.
High-speed internet for every grown-up, grandparent, kid, teen, and in between. Ritter's got it. Every JPEG, MPEG, and GIF for the working mom or the working stiff, loaded in a GIF. Whether you're a blogger, gamer, or pixel tamer, don't be a slow-speed blamer. Don't waste your time waiting to load that page. Get Ritter high-speed internet. It's all the rage.
There's no end to your online possibilities with up to 100 meg internet speeds. Only from Ritter Communications, right by you.
Introducing Ritter's new whole home DVR solution, the better way to watch TV. Record up to 6 of your favorite programs at the same time. And watch them in up to 5 different rooms throughout your home. Manage your recordings, set parental controls, and more from your smartphone or tablet from the free Follow Me TV app. The best part, equipment starts at only $25 per month when added to an existing TV package. We just revolutionized the way you watch TV. Ritter Communications, right by you.
The Susan G. Komen Race for the Cure. So much more than just the color pink. It's the color of hope, of health, of friendship, of love, and it's the color of heroes. When you raise more than $100, you can wear this cape with pride. The Susan G. Komen Race for the Cure. Saturday, October 14th. Register now at KomenArkansas.org.
Andy Manus, Casey Pierce, welcome you back to Brookland Bearcat Stadium, where Brookland is not enjoying homecoming so far through the first 2 quarters. 14-0 is your score. They trail to the Highland Rebels in a conference matchup, and it has just, it's not been the Bearcats' night so far.
No, it hasn't. You know, you thought it was going to early on. The Highland attempts an onside kick to start the game, and Brookland recovers it at the Highland 45. So, you know, they're in business, but they fumble on their first play. They have about an 80-yard drive on their next possession that ends with a fumble at the goal line. We thought we were about to have a 14-7 ball game and this thing really be back in, and the ball goes right back the other way. Now we see the stats that are up here right now. Part of the reason why Highland doesn't have the yardage is because they've gotten the short field because of the 2 turnovers tonight. So that's been a big key. The other thing is Brookland's offense is so down because they had a negative 21-yard play on a snap that went way over the quarterback's head. He had to chase, gets kicked around a little bit. They also had a 10-yard loss because of a bad snap. So a whole lot that has kind of gone wrong. It's been kind of a Murphy's Law night for Brookland tonight, and really they're fortunate to find themselves only down 14 at the halftime in a game that it wouldn't be of any shock to have seen them 21 or 28 nothing at halftime, just because Brookland has had, or Highland has been able to take advantage of so many of those just odd things that have happened to Brookland tonight.
Yeah, odd turnovers. We've had odd penalties, but you talk about Highland's offense. We mentioned the injury to Tristan Hudson earlier this year. Jacob Sisko, maybe it's just taken him a couple of games to get comfortable in the backfield, because so far tonight he's looked pretty good for a sophomore quarterback who's had to step in the middle of the year. And with that said, I don't even know if they've had one fourth down play so far through the first two quarters.
No, they've been moving the chains on third down and kind of keeping things alive. So, you had the one turnover that ended the one drive, but the other, I think they had 4 possessions. You have a turnover that ended one, they score twice, and then the end of the half got them one time. So, I've been really impressed with the way Dylan Tharp has done things. It is hard for a sophomore quarterback. We talked about it early on that Tristan Hudson was scheduled to be the quarterback for Highland this year, and as a junior played a lot last year as well. He tears his ACL, MCL, and meniscus in the first game against Harding Academy. Tharp was going to be the star wide receiver for this Highland Rebel team, and all of a sudden he's put in the quarterback spot. He's a signal caller of this offense now, and an offense that has a lot going on. A lot's been put on his shoulders to learn and work through it. And credit Tharp for really playing a pretty good ball game in this first half to get Brookland, or Highland rather, in a position where they're up 2 scores at the break.
Again, the Rebels playing with a bit of a chip on their shoulder tonight. They have not won a game since October 21st, 2016. Their last win was at Cave City over a year ago. So hopefully for Coach Adam Carter, going to get a win tonight. Up by 2 scores right now for Coach Spear. What do you think he's telling his team in the locker room right now?
Well, that you're only 2 touchdowns despite having a lot of things that have gone really bad for you tonight. We mentioned the starting center, Brandon Sarles, goes out early, and, when you're in the shotgun every snap, that's just such a critical part of everything. The rhythm and timing of your offense goes on your quarterback getting the ball in his hands, at his chest, on time every snap, and that's just not happened in the first half once Sarles went down. Brookland was kind of driving. They were rolling. Sarles gets hurt. The young guy comes in, and they have a couple of miscues on that snap, and that's kind of where things have just kind of taken off. That injury can be pointed to as a real turning point of this ballgame tonight.
Brookland has had 4 drives. 3 of them have ended in turnovers. 1 turnover on downs, 2 fumbles. All 3 of those turnovers happened in the red zone. The turnover on downs, the 2 fumbles, just costly mistakes for the Bearcats. And we know Coach Spear is in there giving his team hopefully a little bit of motivation.
It's funny, when I talked to Coach Spear today, he said, 41-0 last week to Gosnell, but it really wasn't that bad. We did a lot of things really well, and there's a party that's, come on, Coach, but really, that he's just trying to be optimistic. But now you look at the way things have gone tonight. His team has driven the football tonight. They've just had these really bad mistakes at really critical times that have turned the ball game away. So I might owe him an apology for the silent skepticism about his optimism. But the thing is, a football coach will tell you all day they can be optimistic all day long, but if you don't execute, you don't win football games. An optimistic coach is still going to be a little bit of a dejected coach if he loses 2 ball games in a row because his offense can't hold on to the football.
And Coach Carter for the Rebels says we don't have to score 76 points again this year. We just have to score more than they do. 14-0 is your score at the halftime break. We're going to step aside for another moment. When we come back, we'll deliver some local scores from around the area. It's all coming up on the Tubetown Rivalry Series halftime show.
every 8 minutes, the American Red Cross provides a place to stay, financial assistance, and hope. Help now.
Stay in the game with the Ritter Communications Triple Play. Catch all the action with Ritter Digital TV. Tons of sports channels, plus DVR to watch games on your schedule. Track your teams and check out video highlights with mega fast internet speeds up to 100 meg. Plus talk sports all you want with Ritter Phone with unlimited local and long distance calling. Get the winning combination. Call or visit RitterCommunications.com today for Ritter Triple Play.
Introducing Ritter Home Security. Ritter takes care of protecting what's most important to you, from threats like unwelcome visitors and fire, to making your life easier by putting the control of your home at your fingertips. Use the free app to shut the garage, lock the door, turn off lights, arm the system, and more. You can even turn back the thermostat to help save money on your energy bill. Plus, get a snapshot when your kids get home. It's smart, beautiful, convenient, and ready for your busy life. Ritter Home Security.
Until you've seen how fast it really is, some people's reaction to Ritter's 100 megabit internet might be like, 100 mega, huh? Here's how we describe it. Mega beautiful, mega fast, mega blast, mega party, mega Ritter. There's no end to your online possibilities with up to 100 meg internet speeds. In a word, that means mega fun. If you're not getting your high-speed internet from Ritter, you should. Call 888-336-4466 today. Only from Ritter Communications, right by you.
Introducing Ritter's new whole home DVR solution, the better way to watch TV. Record up to 6 of your favorite programs at the same time. And watch them in up to 5 different rooms throughout your home. Manage your recordings, set parental controls, and more from your smartphone or tablet from the free Follow Me TV app. The best part, equipment starts at only $25 per month when added to an existing TV package. We just revolutionized the way you watch TV. Ritter Communications, right by you.
My late friend James Gandolfini and I got to know a lot of combat vets over the years when we were in Iraq and in Afghanistan. And it guts me to know that 22 of you are taking your own lives every day. Yeah, I play tough guys in the movies, but yous are the real tough guys. And the toughest thing to do sometimes is look for help. I want you to know, reaching out is an act of strength. And our friends at Wounded Warrior Project are here to help. You don't have to go it alone.
High-speed internet for every grown-up, grandparent, kid, teen, and in between. Ritter's got it. Every JPEG, MPEG, and GIF for the working mom or the working stiff, loaded in a GIF. Whether you're a blogger, gamer, or pixel tamer, don't be a slow-speed blamer. Don't waste your time waiting to load that page. Get Ritter high-speed internet. It's all the rage.
There's no end to your online possibilities with up to 100 meg internet speeds. Only from Ritter Communications, right by you.
Introducing Ritter's new whole home DVR solution, the better way to watch TV. Record up to 6 of your favorite programs at the same time. And watch them in up to 5 different rooms throughout your home. Manage your recordings, set parental controls, and more from your smartphone or tablet from the free Follow Me TV app. The best part, equipment starts at only $25 per month when added to an existing TV package. We just revolutionized the way you watch TV. Ritter Communications, right by you.
The Susan G. Komen Race for the Cure. So much more than just the color pink. It's the color of hope, of health, of friendship, of love, and it's the color of heroes. When you raise more than $100, you can wear this cape with pride. The Susan G. Komen Race for the Cure. Saturday, October 14th. Register now at KomenArkansas.org.
And we welcome you back. Brookland High School, Jordan Stadium. Casey Pierce and Andy Manus with you. We got about 5 minutes left before we get things going underway in the second half. And Andy, we're back here. You're getting some scores from around the area. Why don't we get an update on what's happening throughout Northeast Arkansas on the high school football scene?
Yeah, we got a few scores that we can pass along. West Side leading Truman at halftime, 14-12. Valley View up 20-7 over Blytheville early in the second quarter. And then Nettleton and Batesville 14-6. The Raiders leading the Pioneers. Batesville having a rough year this year.
They are. You know, Nettleton actually got them pretty good last week. I believe they're in Blytheville this week. Is that correct?
Maybe Valley View's playing Batesville. Excuse me.
That's correct. Sorry, I didn't mean to get your wires crossed there. But, yeah, Batesville's taken them a couple on the chin. They've faced a couple of good teams from the Jonesboro area, both Jonesboro High School and Nettleton early on, and lost to Nettleton last week and lost to Jonesboro in week 1, so they would rather probably not come back to the Jonesboro area again, especially if they're taking one again from Valley View tonight.
Still trying to get some other scores from around the area, like in the 4A. Gosnell leading Cave City 14-0 at halftime. Of course, we just passed along that West Side Truman score, West Side winning by 2. Pocahontas and Harrisburg. How about this score? 20-19. Harrisburg leading Pocahontas in the second quarter.
We saw Pocahontas in week 1 of our Arkansas series over here a few weeks ago too, and they took one on the chin against Nettleton, and have had a hard time getting things going early on this season as well. So trying to squeak one out against Harrisburg. That's got to be one of the more improved teams in the state right now. With I think they'd won 3 games over the course of about 4 years, and now in search of another victory tonight, playing a hard-fought one over in Randolph County against Pocahontas.
Manila is at Hoxie tonight. We'll try to get you a score for that here in just a little bit. Newport beating Walnut Ridge 42-0 at halftime.
We think we've had a quick one tonight with a first half that took less than about 45 minutes to play. That's going to be that running clock, and they're going to get out of there and get home in a hurry out of Newport.
Osceola beating Corning 20-0 in the second quarter. Batesville actually beating Paragould 35-0 tonight. So that's where we had our wires crossed there. Valley View's playing Forest City, and they're up 14-7 in the second quarter. Still looking around the area. Win up on Greene County Tech 28-0 in the second quarter. Blytheville, of course, trailing to Nettleton 14-6. In the second quarter. Beebe and Pulaski Academy 38-14, PA leading in the second quarter.
Well, Nettleton, they've just kind of gone over hurdle after hurdle. A big one getting past Batesville last week, another one traveling to Blytheville tonight, and if they can get 2 victories to open the conference season, they're going to be in really good shape to find themselves back in the playoffs for the first time in a few years. So we got to see Nettleton early, man. They are fun to watch. A lot of talent on that offense.
One more score to pass along from the 6A, 7A. Marion leading Little Rock Hall 28-12 with 5:34 left to play in the second quarter.
And Jonesboro also having homecoming across from us tonight. I believe you had a score with the Hurricane way up tonight at halftime. So obviously we cheer for all the area teams, and good to see some of the teams that we follow, some of the teams that we cover, and some of the schools that we support getting out to some early leads tonight and on their way to success in week 5 rather.
That's right. Both teams, or excuse me, one team rather, the Highland Rebels out on the field, already going through their halftime warm-up session. Brookland has yet to come out of the locker room, and let's see if Coach Chuck Spears got them fired up here on homecoming night. There's about a minute left on the halftime clock. We expect that to be extended as Brookland has yet to make their way back out on the field. But we're going to go ahead and step aside for another quick break. We'll come back with the third quarter of action right here on the Tubetown Rivalry Series.
The Susan G. Komen Race for the Cure. So much more than just the color pink. It's the color of hope, of health, of friendship, of love, and it's the color of heroes. When you raise more than $100, you can wear this cape with pride. The Susan G. Komen Race for the Cure, Saturday, October 14th. Register now at KomenArkansas.org.
Afghanistan. Our brave warriors are coming home, wounded. Some with wounds you can see, some with wounds you can't see. Wounded Warrior Project was created to support our men and women coming off the battlefield. Please help carry these warriors the rest of the way home. Get involved at woundedwarriorproject.org.
Andy Manus, Casey Pierce back here at Brookland Bearcat Stadium, and Highland's out on the field. They're ready to go. Brookland's still going through their halftime warm-ups. A little bit late coming out of the locker room. They trail 14-0 after the first 2 quarters. Andy Manus and Casey Pierce back here with you, and hopefully the second half of football is going to be a little bit more entertaining and a little less interesting as far as the penalties go, if you will.
Yeah, the penalties and turnovers, it's kind of been a sloppy game from that first half as we see Kadarius Jackson down here in front of us snapping the football with his quarterback Reed Lane, trying to get that issue worked out, and if they can, that could really change the fortunes for Brookland in the second half, as we harped on a lot in the first half of play and also in halftime about how that center quarterback exchange with an injury to Brookland's starter tonight, Brandon Sarles, has really been a huge storyline.
It has, and we'll have to see if that storyline continues here into the second half. Of course, Highland won the toss tonight. They elected to defer to the second half, and so they'll get it first here in the third quarter. They're making their way out on the field. Opened up tonight's game with quite possibly the shortest onside kick in high school football history. Traveled a total of 4 yards, and Brookland responded by immediately fumbling it on the first play of the game.
Yeah, Brookland's had their opportunities. They just, like the term you used, was getting out of their own way. They've not really been able to do that in some situations tonight, so hopefully a better second half for them as we hope for an interesting ball game.
Keyston Vaughn will kick it off for the first time tonight. Low line drive kick. I got to back up to the 10-yard line to catch it, and they're going to say he went down to a knee to get that one. So they're going to down it at the 10-yard line. Zach Scott went down low to get it. He almost had to go down low to get it because it was it wasn't end over end. It was more side over side, I guess you'd say.
Yeah, and if you let that thing go, it might get to the end zone, but the way it's traveling, you can't quite risk that. So it's unfortunate. That's one of the things that I enjoy about the professional game, the opportunity for him to get up and take off when he's not contacted there, but that's the way it goes. And Highland, this is really the first time tonight they've started back way up, so see how that plays into things.
3 wide receiver set, first play from scrimmage. Out of the locker room, Tharp running to his right across the 15, runs into some traffic over there, and we'll get down to about the 16, maybe the 17-yard line. Tharp picking up where he left off in that first half. He's got 2 touchdowns on the night, 1 on the ground, 1 through the air.
And his 11th carry of the night gets him about 5 yards, which puts him to 66 on the night. Haven't put the ball in the air much, just 2 completions and an interception tonight.
Send a man in motion. Now I'll hand it off to Cisco. Cisco weaving his way through the tackles across the 25-yard line and down to about the 26, maybe the 27. They're going to move the chains, though. And Highland, much like Tharp, picking up where they left off in the first half.
Yeah, great run. They run the little misdirection, fake it to the left, come back to the right, and able to find some space out there on the edge. May have gotten away with a horse collar tackle there as well.
Connor Seat is in there at tight end. 3 wide receivers set. Jonathan Yates here on the near side. Tharp looking to throw down the far sideline. Got a man at the 50, fighting for it, incomplete, and no flags. Dylan Marsh on the coverage out there.
Good job by Marsh, was able to just use his body position, kind of the basketball defender. He didn't make a play on the ball, but he didn't have to because he got his head turned around and got in great position to keep from allowing the big completion.
Yeah, Braden Matty, the intended target there. This time, Connor Seat lined up here on the near side. Tharp looking to throw. Throws it to Seat. Seat caught at the 35, the 40.
Seats made his work, earned his money early on in the year on the defensive side of the ball. It's 5 tackles for loss coming into tonight, but getting involved on offense tonight as well, and that's a big completion. If it stands, the officials are out here having a discussion about something.
It was definitely a catch and run by Seat. I guess they're going to say an illegible receiver downfield. I almost said illegal man downfield. I guess it would have been the same thing, but either way, that will back up the Rebels.
That's unfortunate for Highland because they were really in business there. They're going to have another first down right at midfield and instead create a big 2nd and 15 for them.
Second down and 16.
Well, give them an extra yard. It'll be 2nd and 16. That's
some funny math there.
a little odd there. Maybe we hit a half yard that we didn't know about there. Still getting the play from the sideline over here. Cisco standing to the left of Tharp. Seat goes in motion. And it looked like Highland jumped a little bit early there. I think they got Bryce Ingram, number 16 you see there on your screen. I think he jumped a little bit early there at wideout. Brookland looked like they were bringing pressure that time. Looked like they were bringing 5-6 guys right at the line of scrimmage.
So maybe somebody got antsy about getting away. They might have had one dialed up there and try and take advantage of that one-on-one outside. Brookland looks like they might be trying to get a little bit more aggressive.
Well, they got 8 guys in the box right now. Tharp looking to throw now, and he's going to get out to about the 20-yard line. Maybe only picked up a couple. I think Highland might have gotten away with a hold there. Take another look at the replay. It looked like one of the Brookland defenders got drugged down from behind.
Yeah, I would think so. Don't see a number there, but the contained man got pushed back in, and it didn't do any good. There was nothing that kind of came of that hold, so.
Yeah, 3rd and long coming up now. 4 wide receivers for Tharp. He's looking to throw on the near side. It was an attempted screen pass, and it was swatted down by big 74 Colby Lamberson. Lamberson read that one perfectly, as you'll see on the Rob Taylor State Farm replay.
You know, that's good situational football. You know that's probably what's coming in that. Oh, man, and boy.
Missed a pick 6.
He had an opportunity to really turn this ball game around right there, but that's why they have that affectionate term, lineman hand. So Highland's going to punt it away for the first time, and I believe this is the first time we've seen the punter come on the field for them.
The first 4th down that they have had all night long. They converted every 3rd down opportunity they've had. It's a very high kick that'll be caught inside the 50 on Highland's side of the field. Brookland with some great field position for their first offensive possession out of the locker room.
Good job by Luke Hillis to get that thing. You know, if the ball bounces, it could cost you 10, 15, 20 yards. So good job to come up and make a nice clean catch. And Brookland did exactly what they needed on their first drive. You know, you call it a 3 and out. There was about, well, I guess they had a first down to start, but then you have a couple penalties. So it's about 8 plays to get that turnover, but gets the job done.
First down play, Hillis on the run to the right. Gets down to about the 41-yard line. They'll call it the 42-yard line. It's the 2nd time tonight that Brookland has started their offensive drive in Highland territory. The first time resulted in a red zone fumble as Reed Lane tried to stretch out and cross the plane of the goal line. Hand off to Hillis again. Hillis spins across the 40, and he might have a first down here.
Hillis only had 3 carries in the first half. As we talked about all the different guys that got involved, now he gets the first 2 carries of the second half. He might be a guy they need to get the ball back in his hands a little bit more.
3rd and short coming up. It looks like 3rd and inches for the Bearcats.
Watch the fullback here.
Well, Barkley standing right behind Lane. Marsh goes in motion. It's Marsh on the carry. He's following Barkley. He's got some room to run around the outside. 35-30. rolls down to the 25-yard line, and a late flag comes flying out at the end of that play. A nice run there on 3rd and short, though, by Dylan Marsh.
I think Highland might have thought the same thing I did. The keying on the fullback on the short, and Brookland able to take advantage by getting to the edge for really the first time tonight in the run game. So tack 15 on to what was already about a 15-yard gain.
Oh, yeah, and it looked like a little bit of a late hit there by, I think that was Connor Seat. Connor Seat kind of took a dive after Marsh had already gone down. Don't know if that's what the call was, but it is 1st and 10, and looky here, the Bearcats are back inside the red zone 3rd time tonight.
0 for 2 so far, so they got to get this one.
0 for 2 with 2 fumbles. Handoff goes to Hillis. Hillis jukes a man in the backfield across the 15. Now he's across the 10. Brought down from behind. Gets down to about the 8-yard line and close to the first down. It'll be 2nd and 1 coming up. Big opportunity here for Brookland if they can manage to hold on to the football this time.
Nice patient running there by Hillis, but one thing you see, he's kind of holding the ball way out there. You got to be careful. He had the fumble on the first play of the game. Need to secure that football or another opportunity for things to go bad for Brookland down here.
Hillis is on the left, Marsh is on the right. Marsh gets the handoff, following Barkley. Cuts back inside across the 5-yard line. He's going to pick up a first down, so it'll be 1st and goal from inside the 5. Marking it about the 4.5, 7:40 left to play in the 3rd quarter. Bearcats, opportunity to strike gold here.
This is really where you're seeing a combination punch. You're getting Hillis left, then Marsh right. Hillis left, then Marsh right. They're actually the opposite, but nice mix of play calling here.
See if we get Barkley up the middle. We don't. We get Hillis to the right. Hillis jukes one man, but is smothered by the second. Jordan Heinrichs on the tackle that time. Watch as Hillis misses the first one, but big 79 wraps him up. Big hit.
Jordan Hendricks moved in from Wisconsin. I don't have the measurables on him, but I think it says big. He is a load there in the middle. He's
6'3", 240, I think is 6'6", 240. Handoff running to the right for Hillis, and he cuts back up the middle, and he's going to get into the end zone. And Brookland celebrates now as they've narrowed the margin, and a little bit of taunting, I think, after that play, and the referee threw a flag, and it's going to be what looks to be like unsportsmanlike conduct after the touchdown, and that's the call. So Nathan Stevens, number 40, I think the one called for it. Take a look on the Rob Taylor State Farm replay. And again, patient running by Hillis.
Yeah, great cut there to move the ball back inside, working off the block of Ethan Barkley. And Coach Spears out there having a conversation with the official. He was quick to throw that flag. And the player is Nathan Stevens. He kind of gave the what did I do? And Chuck Spear is not happy about it. He's giving it to the official.
Actually, that's Chris Pittman, who was out there pleading his case. I thought it was 40, but it's actually 48 out there. And he's still kind of hot here on the sideline. And I think both he and Coach Spear are kind of wondering, this is not the no fun league.
Well, the flag came out so quickly, and we've seen 5-6 personal fouls tonight now and unsportsmanlike, so they maybe just be trying to keep things from spiraling. But now it looks like Brookland's going to leave the offense on the field.
Going to go for 2 here. High snap, Lane fields it.
Statue of Liberty.
Oh wow! Fooled everybody. Had me fooled. I was looking like, where'd the football go?
And I don't mean to step on your call there, Andy, but the misdirection tried to help you out a little bit. He faked the throw to the right, and just like Ian Johnson for Boise State in that Fiesta Bowl a few years ago, running around to the left corner and into the end zone for the 2-point conversion. Now, kind of an odd spot to go for 2. You don't know what Brookland's field goal kicker situation is. Maybe they have one they don't trust, but an odd spot there to go after those points to make it a 6-point game here. And all of a sudden, Brookland puts one drive together, and we've got ourselves a ball game. Now the penalty will be enforced on the kickoff, I believe, the unsportsmanlike. So they're moving the ball way back. Looks like Brookland's going to kick off from the 25, so field position could really factor in after Brookland gets back on the board.
4-yard touchdown rush from Luke Hillis, and then I believe that was Barkley who took that 2 points in. So now it is a 6-point ball game here at Brookland Bearcat Stadium. And finally, this Bearcat crowd is starting to come to life. It's homecoming tonight. You and I were talking earlier, and it doesn't really feel much like homecoming other than the decorations and the pregame festivities. And now finally the crowd's kind of starting to get into it. There's the kick. This one might go out of bounds, and it will.
You know, honestly, you'll take that though when you're backed up kicking from your 25. You'll take the ball coming all the way out on the illegal procedure. That's not terrible field position considering what you could be dealing with at that point. Well, actually, you know what though? I believe that's a penalty that's enforced from the spot. So even though the kickoff's backed up, because you're kicking off deeper in your own territory, it's going to be enforced from a different spot, and it's going to bring the ball all the way back to the 45. So pardon me for a misinterpretation there.
So now 1st and 10 from right at midfield at the 50. Got 2 wide receivers stacked up on either side. Tharp's going to fake the pitch, run up the middle, spins down to the 45-yard line. That was an interesting formation out there. It had, again, 2 wide receivers on each side of the field, and they had one guy on the line and one guy behind the other one. As you can see there on the replay at the top of your screen, both sides of the field had the receivers set up that way.
Well, and you know, you get everybody looking at that, and then the quarterback just hangs on and keeps the football there.
Here it is again, same formation and same type of play. Tharp keeping the football himself, weaving in and out of traffic. He's down to the far side hash marks at the 35-yard line.
They really are. They have spread the field way out. You've got 2 receivers almost out to the numbers, and they're going to, looks like they may go to that formation here again. You get Brookland's defenders looking at different things, distract them a little bit, and then just hit them with the quarterback keeper.
They're going to run with a 4 wide receiver set, it looks like this time again, but 3 of them are going to be here on the near side. Joel Hopp lined up in the slot there, looking like they're setting up a screen. Nope, slant pass caught at the 30-yard line. Now to the 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Tackled in the end zone, touchdown Rebels. Braden Matty on the reception there. Caught that at about the 25-yard line and took that one in for 35. From 35, rather.
And again, it's almost a little bit of deception. You've got a running back and a tight end leaking out of the backfield, looking like they're going to set up the screen, and the next thing you know, it's Matty running the quick slant across the field and a 35-yard touchdown catch and run. Tharp's 2nd touchdown throw of the night.
And that drive took exactly 1 minute off of the clock here in the 3rd quarter. Started at the 50-yard line and cashed in on a 35-yard touchdown pass. Now they're going to go for 2 here. It's Matty on the jet sweep, trying to find the pylon in the corner of the end zone. Highland thinks he got it, and they're going to say he did not get there, but flags are all over the field.
Illegal shift against Highland is what's going to be called, so it doesn't really matter because they didn't get there. And it is declined. So again, kind of just an odd place as Brookland goes for 2. Highland feels like they need to stay ahead and of that pace and do so themselves. They don't get it, and all of a sudden we've got a 12-point game instead of a 14-point game.
20-8 with 5:53 remaining here in the 3rd quarter. Highland cashing in off of a 35-yard touchdown pass from Dylan Tharp to Braden Matty.
The Susan G. Komen Race for the Cure. So much more than just the color pink. It's the color of hope, of health, of friendship, of love, and it's the color of heroes. When you raise more than $100, you can wear this cape with pride. The Susan G. Komen Race for the Cure. Saturday, October 14th. Register now at KomenArkansas.org.
Andy Manus, Casey Pierce back here with you at Bearcat Stadium. 20-8 is now your score. Highland taking 1 minute off of the game clock to score their touchdown. 2-point conversion was no good. Kickoff caught at the 20, moved up to the 40. And it's going to be spotted at about the 41-yard line. Looks like Jonathan Yates a little slow to get up there. Finds some help from one of the Bearcats, Colby Lamberson. Always good to see that sportsmanship.
Things stack on each other in this game, and we have a weird unsportsmanlike penalty at the end of the Brookland touchdown there. It results in Brookland keep kicking off from deep in their own territory. Highland starts their drive at the 50-yard line, and it takes 3 plays to get into the end zone. So that penalty is going to come back and really hurt Brookland here as they got right back in the game, and Highland answers just that quick.
Hillis goes in motion. Take the handoff to him, and it's Marsh into the second level. He's at the 20, the 15, 10, 5, touchdown Bearcats. 3 plays. How about 1 play?
59 yards for Dylan Marsh.
Everybody was looking at Luke Hillis, and it's Dylan Marsh who comes bursting through the middle. There's that triple option again.
Nice seal block by Casey Smith, coming out there and making it happen. Always like to give the lineman credit. It's 5 guys up there. Smith's the one that really stood out on that play as he pulled and got a seal, opened up a huge lane down the sideline for Marsh. Boy, they must have missed him last week at Gosnell.
And now they're going to go for 2 here again. Barkley trying to find an edge, trying to get it into the end zone, and I think they no, they say he didn't get it. It was Caden Strode on the carry there. And he looked like he got in the end zone, Casey, but they say he didn't.
Took it all the way and strung it. Boy, that is a nice play. I can't see a number there from Highland, but a great job of pursuing to the corner. Boy, if we have video replay, that thing's getting overturned. That's a tough break against Brookland on a no call there. That ball's in the end zone.
And the referee right there, unless he just had a great view of it, which he did, I don't know.
And Spear is down here. He is not happy about it. He's letting him hear about it, and I think Chuck Spear has a really good case to be pretty upset right now.
Got a kind of a what we consider to be a bogus penalty. He is still got his headset off, pacing the sideline frantically.
We're gonna see it one more time. Look, the ball cuts back in, and again, we can't quite see a number, but the ball, did we see a knee go down?
No knee went down. That's right there is the first time a knee went down.
Well, the one thing that you might see is where's the football here? Great job by Anthony Pemberton and our crew downstairs on the replay. Now, does the ball get across the goal line? Because the man sure does. Good job down there by our crew giving us a really good look there, but boy, from that vantage point, it sure does look like Brookland took a bad break right there.
Kickoff will be fielded inside the 15. Out to the 20, the 25, 30. A lot of running room, 40, 50. He's gone, folks, unless they can catch him from behind. He's at the 20, the 15, 10, 5. He's into the end zone. Don't see any flags. And how about that? We promised a high-scoring game. Didn't have one in the first half, but we've had 4 plays run in the last couple of possessions, and we've had 3 touchdowns.
Boy, Highland has had an answer for every good thing Brookland has done tonight. That ball is going to be fielded on the, looks like 14-yard line, so we will call it an 86-yard touchdown return for Zach Scott.
Just a sophomore, making it 26-14.
And now Highland again going to keep the offense out and go for 2. Try and get it back to 14.
Pass to the corner of the end zone, caught. 2-point conversion is good. Samuel Stowers on the reception there, making it 28-14 with 5:26 left to play in the third. As Casey just said, Highland having an answer for everything Brookland's throwing at them tonight here on the Tubetown Rivalry Series.
In
Introducing Ritter Home Security. Ritter takes care of protecting what's most important to you, from threats like unwelcome visitors and fire, to making your life easier by putting the control of your home at your fingertips. Use the free app to shut the garage, lock the door, turn off lights, arm the system, and more. You can even turn back the thermostat to help save money on your energy bill. Plus, get a snapshot when your kids get home. It's smart, beautiful, convenient, and ready for your busy life. Ritter Home Security.
Andy Manus, Casey Pierce back here with you at Bearcat Stadium, where things are starting to light up here in the third quarter. 5:26 to play here in the third. It's 28-14. Highland just returning a kick moments ago. Zach Scott, the sophomore, taking it a little over 80 yards. Low line drive kick. O'Donohue misses fielding it. It's picked up at the 15, now the 20. Cut to the outside at the 25, trying to find somewhere to turn around and take it back the other way, but no room to run for Chase Dalton. And Casey, it almost feels like the air got let out of this place.
Well, it's crazy because Brookland has come out and had two quick strike score, well, a long drive, but a quick score to start the third quarter. And then they get a big play on the long 59-yard run for Marsh, but both times Highlands answered. That time they didn't even have to put their offense on the field to do it. So Highland has just, we've talked about momentum swing. Man, we've had a couple so fast here to open the third quarter.
Spinning and handing off, running to the left, and that's Strode on the carry there. Probably that 8th tailback to touch the football tonight for the Bearcats.
A lot of different guys getting involved. We've hit on that a whole lot tonight.
So now 2nd and 7 coming up. Strode goes in motion. This time it's a handoff to Hillis, but that play was blown dead, so you wonder if that's going to be a false start, and it is. So the Bearcats will back it up.
So tough. This offense is predicated on those on banking on getting 3 and 4 at least to play, and you're fine doing that when you do stay ahead of the chains. But when you get back in a situation like this, you get a 2nd and 12. It's just so hard.
Clock continues to run, and right now it's not in their favor, even though we are still in the third quarter. Strode goes in motion. It's a handoff to Barkley. Barkley dragging a couple of defenders behind him, will cross the 25-yard line and get down near the 30. Looks like they'll spot him at about it was just shy of the 30-yard line. We'll say at the 29 and a half. Strode will come off the field, and another tailback will go in his place. It's a rotating door of running backs tonight for the Bearcats. 2 wide receivers set. Hillis goes in motion. He's going to take the handoff, nearly lost it. And great job by Connor Seat getting a hand on Hillis, and he got a hand on him and didn't let him go, and eventually brought him down.
Man, it's hard. You have to be so disciplined playing against this offense with all the misdirection and all the little slips that they're going to throw at you. And a great job staying home there by Seat, making a big play from his defensive end position.
Bringing up 4th down. It's 4th and about 6 to go. And Bearcats have got their punting unit out on the field. Has to field a low snap, gets the punt away. Maddie back deep to return. Touched it at the 25. Couldn't field it, but picks it up. He's at the 30, the 35, the 40. Cuts back to the middle of the field at the near side hash marks. At the 50, brought down from behind. But a couple of Bearcats are down at the 45 and the 42. It's Hillis and Rudy Gilliam, and you wonder if they might have run into each other.
Well, Hillis was the punter, and he had to come all the way down to chase and try and make a tackle. A great kick. He gets away there and makes Maddie retreat all the way back to his 25-yard line, but then they can't get him to the ground. Take advantage of the boot from Hillis.
Oh, and it looked like Hillis got spun around as he tried to get a hand on Maddie, and when he did, it looked like he knocked knees with one of the other Bearcats.
Well, we see both players up here, though. And actually, Hillis is back in playing free safety in the middle of the defense.
It just smarts a little bit. I've knocked knees before, and it doesn't feel good, but able to get back up and move around after that. Toss out to the near side for Stowers, and
it's a little bit late on the false start penalty here. You know, usually you want to get those things blown dead before anything takes off, but this is 2 plays in a row where we've had them called, and the play's already starting to develop down the field. If I'm a coach, I want that called faster so I'm not showing my hand in what I'm trying to do. Well, I don't want it called at all, but if they're going to call it, get that thing blown. Penalties kind of been a story of this second half as much as the quick scoring has been.
They really have been. 2 wide receivers lined up on the far side. It's a pitch out to Cisco. Cisco jukes at the 50. He's at the 45. They'll toss him out of bounds at about the 43-yard line. Jacob Cisco again on the carry, and he hasn't necessarily been the workhorse tonight, but he's done what's needed of him when his name's been called on.
Yeah, it's been mostly the quarterback tonight. Offense has gone through Tharp. He's the leading rusher for Highland tonight, in addition to throwing a couple touchdown passes.
Toss out to Cisco again. Out to the 40-yard line. Stays inbounds before finally getting pushed out. Right around that first down marker, he might have got enough to move the chains from where that far side referee's standing. It looks like they got it.
He's telling him to move him down the field. Good patient running by Cisco. He's just kind of jump cuts in and out, weaving in and out of traffic over there, and before you know it, he's 6-7 yards up the field.
Pretty much the same play, 2 plays in a row, and we've seen that a few times tonight out of the Rebels. We'll see if we see it again. Similar formation. Tharps sends Seat in motion to the left side. Now Tharp's going to keep it himself after faking the option. Still on his feet at the 35. Making his way down to the 30, dragging a defender all the way to the 27. And Tharp, for just a sophomore, is showing a lot of grit and a lot of determination tonight.
Yeah, this is a designed run for him. He's going to keep it all the way. One thing that we haven't hit on is that Brookland's had a hard time getting these guys to the ground tonight. You see a couple guys miss him there, Tharp breaking away from another, and you know that's been a big story of this game too, is some missed tackles that have really allowed Highland to gain some yards after contact and keep the ball moving forward.
3 wide receivers. Seat is in at tight end. He's going to go in motion. Handoff to Cisco. Jukes a man in the backfield. He's at the 25, now the 22, and that's where he's dropped. I don't know how he avoided that man in the backfield.
No, Caden Cantwell was back there. Does a good job shooting his gap and getting there, but can't finish the play, and instead of a loss of 3, it's a gain of 6.
Inside of a minute 20 left to play here in the third quarter. Highland continuing to move the football here on this drive. And a nice start from the Brookland 48, so good field position.
You know, they've been up tempo most of the night tonight, and now they're going to slow things down and be a little bit more deliberate about it.
Tharp on the keeper, trying to spin out of that tackle, and he's got his leg bent awkwardly there.
Nowhere to go. Great job by Brookland. Great defensive effort there to close things down before they can get going. It's funny because Highland's had so much success running from those spread looks tonight. This time they bring in a couple tight ends and shrink the formation, and there's nowhere to go.
You see him get his leg bent there awkwardly, so glad he's up and all right after that. Sometimes you see these players take awkward hits, and Colby Lamberson the one to wrap him up, but you see him go down and you're like, oh gosh, he's going to be hurt, but
it takes some tough kids to play this game.
It does for sure. Pitch out to Cisco. Cisco's at the 25, or excuse me, the 25-20. That's where he's dropped, and that should be the last play of this third quarter. It is going to be the end of the third. So 4 fingers come up on the hands of the Rebels. They get set to go to the fourth quarter. They are up by 14 after an explosive third quarter between these 2 football teams. Coming back with the fourth quarter of action right after this.
Until you've seen how fast it really is, some people's reaction to Ritter's 100 megabit internet might be like, 100 mega, huh? Here's how we describe it. Mega beautiful, mega fast, mega blast, mega party, mega Ritter. There's no end to your online possibilities with up to 100 meg internet speeds. In a word, that means mega fun. If you're not getting your high-speed internet from Ritter, you should. Call 888-336-4466 today. Only from Ritter Communications, right by you.
Andy Manus, Casey Pierce back here with you at Brookland Bearcat Stadium. Getting set to start the fourth quarter between Brookland and Highland. The Rebels lead this one 28-14 over the Bearcats. The Bearcats have just not been able to get out of their own way so far tonight. It's not been a happy homecoming for Coach Spear and his crew.
It has not. Boy, it has been tough. Just tough sledding all night. They just haven't been able to kind of catch a break. They've turned it over a couple of times. They've had a couple calls that they haven't been real happy about, and I think that they have had a pretty good case, the one being the unsportsmanlike conduct, that cost them a huge field position that ended up with a Highland touchdown coming off of it, and then the declaration of the two-point play not being good, where it sure did look like he was in. So, you got to give Highland credit. These kids have played really, really well tonight and taken advantage of every opportunity they've had. And Brookland can't we've said a couple times, can't get out of their own way. Just some of these mistakes have just been so crucial.
Fourth down play here to start the fourth quarter. Running with it with Tharp. He's across the 20-yard line. A flag comes flying out at the end of that play, and the referee immediately signals that it's in the area of holding. And I don't know that he got the first down anyway, so they may just be able to decline it.
Well, they're going to probably ask for a measurement before they get there. That's what I think it's going to look like. They're kind of over there eyeballing things. It was pretty close, but that puts them in a situation where you're going to have to decide whether you decline, or because if he doesn't get there, then obviously you want to go ahead and take the turnover on downs. If not, they're going to have fourth and about 14 where they'll get another shot at it, and it'd be interesting to see what they tried from here. It'd be about the 34-yard line where they'd have to decide whether they're going to punt. I can't imagine they'd attempt a field goal from there. So they may actually leave the offense on the field, and you don't want to see that in that situation when you've gotten to stop it either.
I still haven't. I think they've signaled for a measurement, but
yeah, the line to gain, it looks like, is the 22. I'm going to say that he's short.
It looks like he's short. If it is the 22, he does look short from here. As the ball spotted just on the other side of the 23, as you can see there. This is the first measurement I think we've seen all year.
Oh, man.
Just short.
So there's your answer. It is short. It is declined.
It'll be Brookland football. Boy, and that thing was short by a nose hair.
Brookland gets the stop they need. Unfortunately, Highland drove for them. Highland drives the field before they get that stop. And so Highland's offense at least able to flip things and back Brookland up. Field position has been a huge part of the story tonight, as it always is.
Inside their own 20-yard line, Reed Lane will hand it off to Hillis on first down. Hillis cuts back to the middle of the field, pushed backwards by the pile. I don't know who he ran into. It looked like it might have been Connor McGee, but boy, he ran into him and quickly lost momentum.
You have to stay who you are, but at some point you got to try and hit the quick strike as well. You want to see, it's been patient with the run game all tonight. Be interesting to see if Brookland maybe will play action pass, kind of catch them off guard here.
And that was actually Ben Paul, the linebacker for Highland, pushing the pile backwards. Lane looking to throw now, floats one out here to the near side, and it is incomplete. And Rudy Gilliam tried to go up and haul that one in with one hand, nearly had it, but it also looked like he might have gotten away with a little one-arm shove here on the defender. There you see him stiff-arm him.
He uses the left arm to kind of create a little bit of space, and then the right arm with the Odell Beckham impersonation, but can't quite come down with it. I will pat myself on the back for calling an opportunity to take a shot in the passing game, though. These Highland safeties are only playing about 5 yards off the field. So,
well, and we've seen a couple of times Brookland has had a man open, just haven't been able to get it to him. Hillis lined up on the left. They're going to fake the handoff, and Lane is running backwards looking to throw, and he is tripped up in the backfield in a big way by Connor Seat. Connor Seat getting the shoestring tackle on Lane, and Lane is coming up a little bit lame here as he's headed off the field as it's 4th down.
Well, just a tough break. You had 3rd along there, and you're trying to make something happen, and great defensive play by Seat, not buying the play action and staying on his assignment and getting up. Yeah, he kind of clips him there. And those hits can be tough on the knees, tough on the ankles.
Lane trying to run this one off. That punt, no, it's a fake punt. Here's Hillis running with it. He's across the 20, now the 25, the 30. Got the first down. How about that? Luke Hillis running out of his own end zone. And it looked like, I don't know if it was a designed fake or if he just decided to do that because the defender had broken through, and if he had tried to punt that one, it was going to be blocked.
Yeah, and, that is a hard one to see. Boy,
it's Connor Seat, look at him. Connor Seat, it looked like he was getting ready to punt it away, but Connor Seat was in a prime position to block it.
Great heads-up play by Hillis there to duck it.
Now here on 1st down. Hillis carrying it again. No, it's Marsh. Marsh across the 35-yard line.
Yeah, we've talked about how Brookland's missed a lot of tackles on defense tonight. Highland has not. They've done a really good job of getting the ball carrier to the ground tonight, and that's another big difference in this ball game right now, just the way that these two defenses have played.
Yeah, Highland has made it quite a few nice open field tackles. Had a handful from Brookland as well, but you've also seen them, as we mentioned earlier, struggle to bring down the ball carrier. 2nd and about 7 to go. Lane steps up in the pocket. He's across the 40, the 45, the 50. Into the 2nd level on the other side of the field at the 39-yard line. Big pickup on the ground, and a flag comes flying out, and you wonder if that's going to be against Highland or if it'll be against Brookland. I think I saw one of the Bearcats point towards the defense.
This has got to be something verbal that's going on, because we're just not seeing anything actually. It's not like like there's anything late or anything malicious. It's got to be something verbal that's happening.
I think I saw the referee signal the number, but that is a big break for the Bearcats with still plenty of time left to play in this football game. 9:21 remaining. Only trailing by 2 scores. An opportunity, getting closer to an opportunity to scoring here. Inside the 25-yard line. Handoff running to the left with Marsh. Marsh is at the 20. Stiff arms the defender as he runs out of bounds at the 16-yard line, and
you got to be careful. They have been so quick to throw the personal foul. Marsh kind of just gave the defender, Cisco, a little bit of a shove after there, and it's just, this thing's really kind of getting a little bit testy. These kids need to kind of keep their tempers in check here, as we'll see a nice play by Marsh. They're wrestling. Oh, that's why he's not happy. A little double face mask.
Yeah, we talked about this being a little bit of a friendly rivalry. It may not be so friendly after tonight. 2nd and short coming up for the Bearcats. Clock will stop at 9:08 as Marsh ran out of bounds there.
Now they're going to tell him to move the chains. So instead of 9, I'll change that to a 10.
That is a big first down, too, because now they only have to get to the 4 for another first down as opposed to a 1st and goal situation. Marsh goes in motion. It's a handoff to Barkley. Barkley running up the middle, crosses the 10-yard line, and able to pick up about 5 yards. And why not just keep handing it off to Ethan Barkley if he's going to eat up 4 to 5 yards every time you hand him the football.
That's kind of a bread and butter play. We always say it's the basis of this misdirection triple option is keep the fullback in check first, and Barkley's done a good job keeping him honest tonight.
Marsh goes in motion, another handoff to Barkley. Barkley fumbles the football this time. Marsh falls on top of it right at the 10-yard line, and Jordan Henricks on the poke out there.
Yeah, Marsh.
Big number 79 just got his arms around him and knocked it out.
Yeah, pokes it out, and really lucky that for Brookland that they were able to fall on it. Nice play there by the big fella in the middle, Hendricks.
Well, big is right. Big 79 there, eating up a lot of space on that defensive line. Right at nose tackle position. Hillis lined up on the left for the Bearcats. It's Marsh that goes in motion, and right back to Barkley. Third play in a row. Look at him down to the 5-yard line. He's only got 1 yard left to go to get the first, and it looks like he'll be just a yard short. A big-time 4th down play coming up here in tonight's football game with 7:45 left to play.
Be interesting to see the play call here because they have gone right at him with the fullback 3 plays in a row now, and now you're in a situation where you just need to fire off the ball and win. You go quick hitter, you go outside, you try and catch him a little bit.
Talked about Jordan Heinrichs. Brookland actually missing Riley Rainwater on their offensive line. Let's see if they miss him here on 4th down. Barkley runs right up the middle. It looked like he got clotheslined by his own man, but he did pick up the first down. Now 1st and goal from the 2. Looked like he got taken out by Hillis there maybe.
Yeah, we'll see here. Hendricks can't quite get there, and now it is 66. Jason Child making the play for Highland, but an awkward fall there for the big man Barkley.
Well, 4 plays in a row. Why not make it 5 on 1st and goal here? 10 seconds left on the play clock. And it is a handoff to Barkley. And that time it's going to be Hendricks wrapping him up.
Hendricks is fired up coming out of there in the middle. He almost reached him on the previous play. This time he's not going to be denied. Ooh, fighting off the block and getting to the spot.
That boy's had a lot of milk in his days.
We're going to make it 5 in a row, Andy. What do you think?
Might as well keep going at it.
Here's a spot where it's interesting. You don't really want to put the ball in the air, but if there's ever a time, well, Barkley's not on the field now.
It's a shotgun formation. They may go for it in the air. No, Lane's going to take it himself. Leaning towards the goal line. Got it. Bounced off a defender and crossed the plane. Now with an extra point pending, Brookland only down by 1 score.
Quarterback keeper all the way. Gets a good block from his fullback there. It's O'Donohue, who we've seen do a lot of little things tonight.
And they're going to keep the offense out on the field. Looks like they're going to go for 2 here. That was the best drive of the night for the Bearcats, starting on their own 19-yard line. Took them 4 quarters to find rhythm, but they finally found it. Hillis goes in motion. Lane scanning the field, now rolling out of the pocket. Fires it into the end zone. 2-point conversion is good. And that's Dylan Marsh on the catch. And just like that, the Bearcats only down by 6 points. Still a lot of time left to play in this football game. Watch as Lane rolls out, it's got no one to throw it to, and Marsh waving his hand to the back of the end zone. That was an excellent pass from Reed Lane to Dylan Marsh to fire it in there. And again now 28-22 is the score with 6:17 remaining here in the 4th quarter. You better not touch that dial. We've got some interesting football on our hands. We're just going to keep it right here as the Bearcats are already making their way back out onto the field for kickoff.
We had 14 points scored in the first half. Now we've had 26 in the second half. It has just been bam, 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 back and forth. These offenses just trading blows. We see the touchdown run on the replay here by Reed, and then Reed, great patience on that 2-point play, just to let his receiver work along that back in line, come open, and then Marsh coming up with a big catch to keep this thing within a touchdown. Don't even need the 2 if they are able to get in the end zone again to tie it. Let's see how this Highland offense responds.
Onside kick attempt, and the Bearcats have got it. That was one of the best onside kick attempts I think we have ever seen at the high school level, with the perfect bounce right into the hands of a Bearcat.
Boy, he hit it just right. The kicker, I think, is Keyston Vaughn. Watch him come up here. It's a surprise onside. He slows down and hits it and gets the perfect bounce straight up. And it's recovered by Chase Dalton. Dalton, great play over there. Usually you got to hit somebody to come that free, but Dalton sneaks over there and is able to make the play without even any contact.
That was incredible. You do not see kicks look like that at the high school level, especially given what we opened the game with tonight with the 3-yard onside kick. That one was perfection.
That oblong ball will bounce funny ways, especially if you hit it just right. A lot of times what the kicker's trying to do is hit the top point of the ball so that it will roll over and go down. Usually that third hop is the good one. That's exactly how you draw it up. You want it to the sideline. You want it to go high in the air and it be really a 50-50 jump ball. And you see Chase Dalton over here getting some high fives from his teammates, giving his team a chance to take their first lead of the night now.
Shotgun formation for Lane. He's looking to throw to the near side. Double coverage for Hillis. Hillis with a step on his man, caught at the 12, knocked out of bounds inside the 10-yard line. Are you kidding me? Luke Hillis.
Jonathan Yates, the corner over there, wants a pass interference on the offense over there, but he's not going to get it. What a beautiful ball thrown by Reed there. Right on the money, outside the numbers, ball falls right into place, and a 32-yard pickup on the play.
Folks, we have got a football game on our hands now. 1st and goal coming up for the Bearcats, trailing by 6 points. 6:11 left in the ball game. 2 wide receivers set. Barkley's in the backfield. Hillis lined up here on the near side. Handoff goes to Barkley. Barkley following his blockers inside the 10, fighting for extra yardage, leaning towards the 5-yard line. They'll spot him at about the 6.5. It'll be 2nd and goal coming up.
Bread and butter, right back to it. Can't blame them.
Ball down to the 5, brings up 2nd down and goal.
We've seen that one all night tonight. I've got Barkley down unofficially for 12 carries.
And he's done what's been asked of him tonight out of the backfield at that fullback position.
Done a great job as the lead blocker on this too.
Handoff inside the 5-yard line, this time driven backwards big time. And I think that was Caden Strode actually on the carry there.
Getting my 16 and my 14 mixed up. You're going to fire your spotter here.
They look very similar. We've had a hard time seeing some numbers this year. I'm going to have to get new contacts. Nearing the 5-minute mark, 3rd and goal coming up from the 5-yard line for the Bearcats.
Oh, it's undoubtedly 2-down territory here because you are down 6 points. And as you point out, the big fullback, Ethan Barkley, back in the ballgame.
And they're back in the pistol wing tee. Barkley takes it up the middle. Spins, still on his feet. Got to hold on to that football, though. Pile being pushed forward. Not going to get to the end zone, but a 4th and short coming up. This might be the biggest play of the game other than Luke Hillis running that punt out of the end zone.
Pretty simple. Again, just straight up the middle. All night, we've seen it.
4:25 remaining. Reed Lane over here talking to Coach Spear, getting the play. Now he runs back to the huddle. Listen to this Bearcat crowd come alive.
Spears calling timeout over here, doesn't like the look.
Had 10 seconds left on the play clock, and he is going to burn that timeout. Still got 2 remaining here with 4:09 left to play in the 4th quarter. We're going to step aside with them. Close ball game on our hands. Highland leading Brookland for the moment, 28-22.
Introducing Ritter's new whole home DVR solution, the better way to watch TV. Record up to 6 of your favorite programs at the same time. And watch them in up to 5 different rooms throughout your home. Manage your recordings, set parental controls, and more from your smartphone or tablet from the free Follow Me TV app. The best part, equipment starts at only $25 per month when added to an existing TV package. We just revolutionized the way you watch TV. Ritter Communications, right by you.
Andy Manus, Casey Pierce back here with you. 4:09 to play in the 4th quarter. Biggest play of the night, 4th and goal from the 2-yard line. Bearcats trailing by 6. This play could be the play of the night. Will they tie it? Will they give it back to the Rebels? Here we go. Handoff to Barkley. The center collapses. They get in the end zone. Ethan Barkley has just tied this game up with 4:05 to play in the football game.
That play doesn't require any analysis. We've seen it so much tonight. It's the exact same thing, and just credit this offensive line for firing off, creating a new line of scrimmage, and Barkley breaking a tackle, pushing a pile forward and into the end zone.
I don't know if it was the left guard or the left tackle, but I got to credit them for an excellent pancake block.
Clearing things out, making Barkley, wouldn't say easy because he still has to drag a couple of defenders into the end zone to get there, but doing the dirty work.
And now a timeout called by the Bearcats. They want to talk some things over as this one's tied up 28-28.
You almost wonder if, they had the 4th and goal from the 1. They put the offense on the field, get to the line of scrimmage. Coach Spear calls timeout. He does the exact same thing here. I wonder if he's trying to get Highland to show their hand a little bit, and then he's going to regroup. And as he sees how the defense lines up to what he puts out there. So, it ended up not being anything fancy with the fullback dive again on the one that scores. But let's see what he's got here, because this is a huge spot.
And this is really interesting on the 2-point conversion versus extra point, because either way, whichever one you get.
Now, let me speculate a little bit here, Andy. The starting center goes out of the ball game early. You wonder if this isn't a kicker issue, if it's a long snapper issue.
Absolutely.
If Brandon Sarles is his long snapper and he's hurt, you don't have another guy that you trust, you'd rather take your chances leaving the offense on. That could be very well be the reason why they've gone for 2 every night.
Shotgun formation, Barkley's in the backfield. What are they going to do with it? Hand it off to Barkley. Barkley lowers his shoulder into the end zone. That was the easiest run he's had all night. And the Bearcats hop on top of the Rebels by 2, now 30-28 with 4:05 left to play in the 4th quarter. And we're going to have to see what Coach Adam Carter is going to put together for his Rebels. And for the first time tonight, the Bearcat crowd is showing up loud and proud here on homecoming night.
Again, pretty simple football. Push, 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 give your big guy, win the line of scrimmage, win the battle. That was all what that drive was about for Brookland, save for the long pass play.
Highland has had the football in the 4th quarter for a grand total of 7 seconds. Brookland has had the football since 11:53 here in the 4th quarter. You go back, they had 4th down, trying to punt from their own end zone. Luke Hillis makes an excellent play, gets a first down. They score a touchdown, and then get the onside kick and are able to score there.
Part of that time of possession that's going to factor in is you had a kickoff return for a touchdown. So that's one possession where you score a touchdown with no time going into that column. So that's going to skew it a little bit, but it has been big play after big play, and Brookland with the onside kick, and also
this one's going to be angled, and it doesn't bounce out of, man. That one almost took a Bearcat roll. That would have been bad news for the Rebels.
Yeah, that's not an onside attempt. Keaston Vaughn is angling that thing to the sideline. He gets the ball to check up like you hitting your 9-iron a little bit, and Highland is really lucky that ball did get out of bounds, or Brookland would have had it on about their own 25-yard line and could have had an opportunity to milk this thing away.
4:05 to play in the football game. Highland with great field position here after that penalty. But one thing that they haven't really heard much of tonight is this Brookland crowd, but now the Bearcat fans getting into it with chance of defense. 1st and 10 coming up from the Highland 35-yard line. There's the snap. Tharp fakes the handoff. Going to run with it himself across the 35. And will be tackled just shy of the 40. So 2nd and about 6, maybe 7 coming up. And Highland still got all 3 of their timeouts. Brookland down to 1.
Really in high school football, because the clock stops on the first down, on the out of bounds, on everything, when you got 3.5 minutes, you're not working against the clock. You're still working against yourself. So the playbook is completely open. You can do whatever you want still. Manage this thing right.
Faking the handoff. Tharp running to his right now. Can't find a blocker. Gets brought down in the backfield by Luke Hillis. At the 35, back at the original line of scrimmage. Now 3rd and 10 coming up.
Hillis has had himself a night. Offense, defense, special teams, doing it all. Great discipline play there, fighting off the block and going to make the play.
He just olayed the blocker right there, said, get on out of my way, trying to find the quarterback. Now inside 3 minutes left to play. This place is loud.
You know, when we talk about the clock, this is a really interesting 3rd down because you're going to be faced with a big decision if you don't convert.
Bearcats bringing pressure. Hillis with the sack. 4th down coming up for the Rebels.
And now you got to punt it.
2:37 left to play in the ball game and counting. Luke Hillis has undoubtedly made 3 of the biggest plays in tonight's football game. Watch him crush the edge here.
Well, it looks like they brought more than they could block, so Hillis came free. That's not a blown assignment. That's not an error by anybody. It's just that they brought 6. Highland blocked 5. Hillis comes free, finishes the play.
Yeah, you saw Tom Hernandez there, the senior tackle for the Rebels, tried to reach out and just get one of those long paws on Hillis, but Hillis too strong for that.
Well, but he couldn't because he's tied up with the defensive end there. So interesting play call there, and looks like some discussion going on over here. I don't know what really it is. You've got 2.5 minutes and 3 timeouts. You got to punt the football away here, I sure would think. There is a penalty down. There's a penalty marker.
I think Coach Chuck Spears out there waiting to see what it is too. We all are kind of waiting on the sign here.
Well, it's about 6 yards off the ball, so it's not a line of scrimmage penalty. The only thing I can imagine is if there's defensive pass interference.
Oh, wow, and they're moving it forward.
Coach Spears not real happy once again.
And he and the white hat have been going at it all night tonight. And there have, you never want to speculate and say questionable calls from up here at the broadcaster's position, but he and this head official have been deliberating calls all night long.
Well, we can't quite see where it is. They marked that thing off for about 15 yards. The only thing I can think is if there's pass interference on it. But I have a hard time seeing that because the play develops so quickly. Hillis is on top of the quarterback before anything really has an opportunity to happen. So just kind of an odd situation there, and Highland gets a break.
2:15 and counting. Ball spotted at the Bearcat 47-yard line. Tharp running with it to his left at the far side. 40 pushed backwards to about the 44-yard line is where it looks like the pile finally stopped. But now under 2 minutes left to play. Again, Highland still has all 3 of their timeouts left to work with. Trailing by 2. You got to wonder where ideal field goal position is. That's not what they're playing here for.
No, we haven't seen an attempt tonight. We've seen a couple of the extra points.
Got a Bearcat trying to get off the field here. He finally makes it off. Hurdles a bench because he can't stop his momentum. Handoff goes to Cisco. He's at the 40-yard line, pushing towards the 1st down marker. And I think he's going to be stopped just shy of it, and I mean just shy. Looks like we've got 3rd and 1 coming up with about 1:15 left to play in this ball game, and I think Coach Carter just called himself a timeout, the first timeout of the second half, and got to credit Cisco again on his ball carrying abilities tonight.
Yeah. Brookland lucky that Tharp didn't have the Aaron Rodgers play in him to see the guy trying to get off the field and snap it. Of course, you got a couple guys moving that you got to get set so you don't get yourself an illegal procedure penalty there. But Brookland lucky to get the big man running off the field. Devin Sloan able to get to the sideline. And, boy, this is a huge call here. 3rd and 1. I got to think you're going to keep it in your quarterback's hands here. It's been the Dylan Tharp show tonight. He's done everything for Highland, done a great job leading this offense. He's had a really gutsy performance. I've got him down for 19 carries tonight. Wouldn't be surprised at all to see the 20th one right here.
So back out after the timeout, 3rd and 1 coming up. Big 3rd down play here. Obviously, they're in 4 down territory. They're going to run it. Tharp right up the middle. Runs into one of the Bearcats. Looked like Barkley, but I think he got it.
You kind of knew it was coming because Connor Seats in the backfield with him. Cisco's not even in the backfield on the play, and we got an injured Rebel down.
And it looks like that's Tristan Trivet out there, and he's going to just ask for some help up, and looks like he'll make his way off the field. So
I think we're going to get a measurement on the play. Yeah, they're going to call the chains in. Boy, this, of course, it's third down, so it's not as dire a situation as the previous one we saw on the fourth down here, but we are going to have a measurement, and big one coming up. It's hard to see. I don't know exactly where the line to gain is. I'm going to call him a little bit short, but 4th and inch is also going to be just as kind of the same situation as that 3rd and inches play we had just a second ago.
Everybody kind of on the edge of their seat here. 1:12 remaining in the football game. Stretching it out. He's short. He is short. 4th and inches coming up for the Highland Rebels.
We've had just about everything here tonight. We've had the big plays in the passing game. We've had a kick returned 86 yards for a touchdown. We had a 4th and goal play that Brookland was able to convert. Now Highland needs a 4th and inches play to keep their hopes alive tonight.
Got big Jordan Heinrichs out there on the line, trying to get an extra push here. I think we all know what's coming, and it's either going to be Tharp or Cisco, more than likely. Tharp rolling out to his left. He's got the first down and more. Tackled near the 30-yard line. Now 1:02 remaining in the football game. Clock will stop while they reset the chains.
You know, I don't know that you take it out of his hands at all here. Ride the horse that got you there. You know, Cisco's had a great night tonight, but Tharp's kind of the one that you've gone to all night.
Tharp fires it, caught at the 25, the 20, and that's Maddie. Maddie's inside the 5-yard line. Braden Maddie with a huge catch. 47 seconds left in the ball game, and we've got a Bearcat down now. He is slow to get up. Braden Maddie, the senior, with a huge catch. Take another look at the Rob Taylor State Farm replay. Tharp just fired that one right through the perfect gap between the defenders.
You know, they haven't thrown the ball much tonight. I believe I've got them down for about 6 completions, but boy, when they have, it is just so hard when you're playing the run so hard. You're playing the run, and all of a sudden, boom, they're able to slip one out and hit you for a big play right there. Boy, that is a gutsy call to put the ball in the air right there, but pays off for Adam Carter rolling the dice a little bit.
47.3 seconds remaining. We'll step aside for a quick moment while they tend to the injured Bearcat. 30-28, Highland threatening as they trail by 2.
The Susan G. Komen Race for the Cure. So much more than just the color pink. It's the color of hope, of health, of friendship, of love, and it's the color of heroes. When you raise more than $100, you can wear this cape with pride. The Susan G. Komen Race for the Cure. Saturday, October 14th. Register now at KomenArkansas.org.
Andy Manus, Casey Pierce back here with you in the 4th quarter. 47 seconds remaining. It's a 2-point ball game, 30-28. Brookland is leading Highland, but the Rebels, after a very fortunate break on 4th down, are able to get a first down out of a pass interference penalty or defensive holding penalty, if you will, and now they find themselves inside the 5-yard line. 1 timeout remaining. 2 timeouts remaining. And again, they only have to go about 3 yards to take the lead once again. They led this entire ball game, but 2 touchdowns here in the fourth quarter. Actually, 30 unanswered points, really. Tharp takes it, running to his left, fighting for the end zone. Got it. And Dylan Tharp, with 37 seconds left, has put the Rebels back on top. Great blocking. You see Connor Seed in there. You see the pulling guard and tackle. See Skylar Gulliver in there paving the way for Dylan Tharp. And now a 4-point ball game, and now we've got a Rebel down in the end zone. We're going to take another quick timeout while they get this 10-2, and we're back with more fourth quarter action after this. Andy Manus, Casey Pierce back here with you with 37 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter. Highland just cashing in on a 3-yard touchdown run from Dylan Tharp, his 4th of the night. Now attempting a 2-point conversion to make it a 6-point ball game. Tharp running to his left, fires it to the corner of the end zone, incomplete. And it will remain 34-30. And now it's crunch time for the Bearcats. They have come out of the locker room here in the second half and absolutely played their tails off.
You know, we had 14 points scored in the first half tonight, Andy. We've had 50 points scored in the second half. So, you know, this was a 38-point game a year ago with Highland scoring 71 to win it. Tonight, it's not taken near that much. It's only taken half as much, but still just a back-and-forth pinball machine second half that has seen these offenses just exchange blow after blow after blow. We thought it might come down to who had the ball last. Brookland's going to get it back. What you really need right here is you need a big play from your special teams to put you in position to take a couple of shots down the field, because if you end up having to start this drive at your own 20 with 37 seconds left, you don't give yourself much of a chance. We've not seen the ball kicked really deep tonight, though. Seen a couple onside attempts. We've seen a couple of pooches. So even at the high school level, special teams plays a lot bigger factor than a lot of people realize.
Again, Bearcats with 1 timeout remaining. See what they can do with this kickoff. It'll be a short kick, taken at about the 25-yard line. It's muffed. Trying to fall forward, and on top of it are the Bearcats, but it looks like the Rebels are going to come up with it. Connor Seat comes out of the pile with the football, and the Bearcats have just essentially given this game away.
Well, it wasn't much hope to begin with, getting the ball back with 30 seconds left and going to face about 60 yards to go, but Upman has to field the short pooch kick, and he just can't come down with it. And you feel awful for the kid being in that situation. On the same time, you feel really good for a Highland team that is going to come out of here with their first victory of the season.
First victory since October 21st, 2016.
They'll take a knee and see, depends on where they wind it. They may not have to take another one.
They don't start the play clock. The play clock has got 0 on it, and the Rebels have made their way out onto the football field, and it looks like this one is going to be over. Nothing left to do but run out the clock, so make sure you hop on over to our Facebook page, facebook.com/Tubetown online. We're going to have the post game over there and wrap things up. For Casey Pierce, you'll see him in just a minute. I'm Andy Manus saying so long, everybody. Have a safe Friday night. We'll see you on Facebook Live here in just a minute. The final score, Highland 34, Brookland 30.
Have a safe drive home.